What is good, everybody? How's everybody doing today? This is Glitch. Yeah, this is the first song in her her Pokemon playlist. Remember, I'm McCree. Gonna be a good stream today. We're gonna be doing the Week 1 pick'ems for basically Week 1 of the Wolfie Premier League, Wolfie Draft League, and then we're gonna be ranking them as well. Talking a little bit more in depth than we did on the stream. Obviously, I know I'm competing in this draft league, so it's gonna be fun. And we finally have a fan doc available, which you can see in the description. So that's gonna be cool. Let me also get the let me link that as well for the people that are on Twitch. Hello, hey Meg. I'm sorry, McCree. Let me just pin that message. Then we can pin it here as well. So now everybody has a fan doc, so now you can follow along. Obviously, I'll update that every week as well. And that's the official fan doc that we'll be using. Hello, Jake on Twitch. Bonus with hosting this traffic at Hunt 4. So let's see him. But it's going to be a good time. I'm going to wait a couple minutes for people to go in. And obviously, if you're watching this back as a video or VOD, make sure you check out all the coaches down below. Videos will be uploaded battles will be uploaded every Saturday. So make sure you make a draft league called the Joey Draft League. I'm actually in the Ball Joey Draft League, which is very funny. It's good to see you all. Also, some of you should be getting your jackets soon, so I'm very happy about that as well. But we have some matchups courtesy of CB Marcus, and we'll also be ranking later. Again, I have little timestamps for things just so it can make it a little bit easier so you can kind of just skip ahead and see what you want to see. What up, what up, what up? But without further ado, I would not go bald if I win. Let's go into it. So, obviously, one of the, in my opinion, hype. I mean, I think all the battles are hype for Week 1, but obviously one of the big hype ones right here is Wolfie's return to Draft League, and he's fighting me for Week 1. Did not stage this. Autumn did randomly everything. And this is going to be really interesting because this is his return, and I play a lot of draft, but obviously Wolfie's a lot better than me at VGC. So I'm going to try and talk to this from a non-biased point of view, which is difficult because we've already played. I know my sets and I know his sets, but I'm going to do my best, talk about what I thought going into the matchup, what I think as a whole of it, and what I think Wolfie would think going into this matchup as well. So first and foremost, let's get rid of the elephant in the room, or let's talk about it. Dedane, that was 100% of Wolfie's team builder. 100%. First one. Now, if you look at my team, it's weak to the electric type. So the worst Pikachu form that doesn't learn Fake Out, follow me, literally anything. He's not bringing this Pokemon at all. He's not bringing this Pokemon at all. However, there is a 1-point Pokemon on his team that I think is a phenomenal bring into my team, and that's actually Venonat. Venonat, and then also I'll have polls going, but I mean, I have polls going on who we think will win as well, but or maybe not. But Venonat's really good into this team, in my opinion. And again, trying to talk from a non-biased point of view. Venonat has the Rage Powder. And Venonat can also Terra Grass. I think Terra Grass is something that Wolfie will bring a lot into this team. Specifically because of my Basculegion, as well as to a lesser extent, well, not to a lesser extent, but also my Archaludon's Electro Shot. So I think, and also my own Rage Powder. So I think that the Rage Powder is something that he will bring. And who's the underdog in this match? I think it's still me. It's still VGC versus Wolf. It's draft. I think it's still me. Compound Eyes as well is something really scary for Venonat too, because Venonat learns Sleep Powder. So most of its Sleep Powders will hit. The other thing that Venonat can do in this game is Struggle Bug, which hits both of my Pokemon and lowers their special attack. So that's good for if I end up terastallizing my Archaludon. Aim always says he's the underdog. The Week 1 match is already played. Yes, we're actually up to Week 3 at this point. But I've been waiting. We're going to do a watch together, obviously, Saturday night as well. Let me look at this too. But yeah, I think Venonat is something that, well, I know that Venonat's something that I super prep for. And I need to respect that Pokemon. I think likewise, Wolf needs to respect my baby Pokemon on my team, which is my Eviolite Poltergeist. It's bulkier than you think, and it can take on even the likes of Arcanine, especially under Rain. It can take a hit from Primarina and take a hit from Hariyama, even with Flame Orb. And it can set up Trick Room. And I think that the reason I said it can set up Trick Room is because Rhyperior looks really good into Wolfie's team, right? Rhyperior's Rock Slide plus High Horsepower no resist, no nothing, right? Nothing that could take that on. I mean, not that there's much. Anyway, and the good thing about Rhyperior is that it can ignore Rage Powder, in a sense, due to Rock Slide hitting both targets. So even Venonat next to something like Arcanine, for instance, which you may not bring or you may bring, and I'll talk more about that in a second. Again, I do want to go as in-depth as possible about this, because even though this is a stream, and I'll obviously be looking at you guys and we'll be commentating with all the little cup Pokemon, I still think this is I want to go more in-depth than I did on the stream itself, like with Wolf. But go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. But I think that Rhyperior is really interesting here because of two things. One, with Terra, it's really difficult for my opponent to take it down. The Terra that I'm thinking about is Grass. Terra Grass means that I resist the water moves from Primarina. I can already tank, and I'm not going to talk about the sets I brought specifically, but I'm talking about from a whole. Like, I may or may not have brought Assault Vest on Rhyperior. You don't know. So, Terra Grass makes a lot of sense because it ignores the Sleep Powder, ignores the Rage Powder, and also Trevenant. It lets me not care about Trevenant's Woodhammer. I do think that Trevenant Harvest plus Will-O-Wisp is still very scary. Obviously, the flip side of Terra Grass is that I am getting rid of my resistance to Arcanine and Noivern. So it's Hurricane, which is 100% accurate in the rain, because rain mode goes stupid into Wolfie's team. And obviously, Arcanine's Flare Blitz, but I don't think Flare Blitz matters too much from Arcanine. I think if he brings Arcanine, it'd be like a Terra Grass defensive Wisp Snarl set, if I had to. There is no item preview. The only thing that there is preview of is our Terra types. So he'll only know my Terra types. I'll only know his Terra types. We won't know each other's team. That's the beauty of draft. It is best of 3. And again, make sure you, I mean, if you're watching this, you probably subbed to Wolf, but make sure you check out Bonus Wolf, which is his channel he's going to be uploading the content on. But I think because my Basket Legion is so good into his team, games will get uploaded Sunday. This one, Saturday. Games will get uploaded Saturday. This one specifically will be up at 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Myself and Wolf, both of us will be uploading at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yes. Trevenant's incredible in this game. Same thing with Noivern for the reason you just said. Frisk is amazing. Trevenant can counter my Swift Swim with Trick Room. It's also... What up, Jakob? It's also a natural resistance to Wave Crash, and if it's Harvest, Citrus as well if he wants to. He can run Frisk on that. He doesn't have to because he has Frisk on Noivern, which I think is very good in this game too. But that'll allow it to take even like a Terra Water Wave Crash and then Trick Room and get the Citrus Berry back, potentially getting another one. And just annoying Mon in general. I also think like offensively, Ghost Poltergeist is very, very strong into this team. If I had to like look at something. Subtract looks so funny on the team. It's actually not that bad here. Look at their team and look at Electroweb. It's not It's not terrible. I will say because Wolfie is likely to have Terra Grass on most of his Pokemon, one Pokemon that I think he won't anticipate to be that much of a threat, but it will be a threat, is Pelipper. The reason Pelipper is such a threat is because while Pelipper is a water type, it obviously is going to be running Hurricane too. And Hurricane will threaten Trevenant, Hurricane will threaten Hariyama, and Hurricane will also threaten all the Terra Grasses that my opponent goes for, trying to resist the Electro Shot from Archaludon. And Archaludon obviously just clicks, look at their team, it's faster than the one ground type, right? Threatens it with Flash Cannon and Mammal Swine. And it's not like Dedenne or Dedenne has Lightning Rod, so we don't have to really worry about that. And Archaludon kind of just clicks Electro Shot, Electro Shot, Electro Shot, Electro Shot. And if it gets repeated, you know, if it gets repeated hits, like for potentially from Greninja's Water Shuriken to buff its defense, activating its stamina, it's really difficult for Wolfie to actually take down. What's the switch into Specs Hurricane? There's really no switch into Specs Hurricane, but on the flip side, like Specs Hurricane's a little bit tough because Tailwind Noivern can kind of do its thing. I think Noivern can also run Sunny Day or Tailwind or both if it really wants to counteract Rain. Glimmora is and should be faster. I think Folk Sash Glimmora is really good into this team because Power, Gem, Energy Ball, Earth Power kind of hits the whole team. Sludge Bomb, so like 4 attacks. That's wild. Hey, much love, guys. And also, Primarina is disgusting. I think Primarina plus Trevenant is a beautiful combo. You have Manual Rain 2 or Prankster, right? I do. I have 2 options of Manual Rain or Prankster between Meowstic and Riolu. I think both of them are good in this game. Either coaching or just Prankster Rain Dance. But I think Meowstic is slightly better, mainly because of the fake out pressure that it does have. And the reason I say that is because Primarina plus Trevenant is a very deadly combo. They both take my water moves. And Snom, once again, you're laughing at Riolu, but this is Draft League. You always seem to forget it's Draft League. Riolu can run Eviolite and has Prankster coaching, which gives +1 attack and defense to the Pokemon next to it. It's not a fake Pokemon by any means, especially in this. Obviously not Swords Dance Lucario like it's, you know, Evolution, but coaching, rain dance as well, even focus sash, ice punch for Noivern, things like that. Those are all respectable things. Circle throw for a Spather trying to calm mind up. Those are all respectable things this Pokemon can do in this game. But because my opponent should run like the combination of Trevenant plus Primarina, I think Primarina is the biggest threat in this game. Primarina's Moonblast is exceptionally, like, it doesn't need any other move besides Moonblast, right? It doesn't need any move besides Moonblast. It doesn't need any move besides Dazzling Gleam. So a Specs Primarina, a Life Orb Primarina, any of those, especially under Trick Room, which can be set by Trevenant, which is extremely easy to set, is very scary. It's very difficult for me to OHKO Trev to knock it out. And Primarina, while it doesn't appreciate a Choice Band Terra Water Wave Crash, which probably kills it in the rain, it just, if it's allowed to attack, it's a threat. It's going to be a fun match, though. I'm very excited about myself versus Wolfie. I think it's going to be really cool. Are the 6 Mon locked? Yes. So we're using one team 3 times, just like regular VGC. The Mons that I think all are good from Wolfie's side are rather Noivern. I think Noivern's amazing for the fast Tailwind or rain, Sunny Day to get rid of my rain. I think Venonat for sure with Rage Powder is really good. We talked about Trevenant plus Glamora. We talked about Primarina. I think those 5 are a given. And this is what I'm thinking going into the matchup as well. I think those 5 are a given. And I think the last Mon can be a combination of Hariyama, if you want to fake out to guarantee Trick Room, Espathra, because a Life Orb offensive Espathra with Lumina Crash plus like Terra Blast, or even just Dazzling Gleam, Terra Fairy is very strong and also progressively outspeeds a team because of speed boost. Mamoswine. Like, that's how I go those ones. I would never bring the Dane. I think Arcanine is not as good as it could be here. So, I think Mamoswine's dual stab plus Freeze Dry is really strong, especially under Tailwind or under Trick Room. Mamoswine has that speed tier where it can do both, because my faster Mons are always going to outspeed Mamoswine, like Basket Legion. Speaking of Basket Legion, an insane threat here. Basket Legion is so crazy because it forces Terra Grass, and because it forces Terra Grass, it means that Pelipper's Hurricane gets even stronger. Potentially, Nubish, we'll see. Same thing with how, like, Electro Shot forces Terra Grass from Archaludon. Archaludon kind of just clicks. As we mentioned in chat, it's really difficult for Archaludon to go down. Archaludon plus Rhyperior, both Pokemon that can run Assault Fist in this game, and they both kind of click versus my opponent, especially with Poltergeist coming in and healing. Poltergeist is a good Pokemon because it's anti-Trick Room, right? I can reset the Trick Room if Trevenant goes for it, or I can just go for Rage Powders on whatever's next to Trevenant and force it to attack me, or I can Life Dew and heal my Pokemon as well. And my side, the Mons I think that are good, and I'm not saying this because I brought these Mons, I'll talk about 7 or 8. Snom, once again, this is VGC, and Screech is a very viable move in VGC. You repeatedly like to say things, but you're not 100% understanding about them, and that's okay. Screech is 100% fine in VGC. Lowering their defenses so that way the second Mon can KO. If Riolu goes for priority Screech next to Basket Legion, now the Mon you're attacking will die to Wave Crash guaranteed. While I think that Leer is I literally ran Leer last season of VGC. It's really good too, because Leer hits both. Leer is nasty. But the Mons from my side that I think are very good, obviously Pelipper is amazing, plus Archaludon, Basket Legion. All 3 of those. I think my Rain mode is very strong here. I think because I need to respect his Trick Room mode, Rhyperior is very good too. Mainly because Terra Grass Rhyperior is very difficult for my opponent to take down, whether it be Assault Vest or just a bulky variant. The air hits does hit both. And then from the end of that, I think it comes down to some combination of how I want to do it. I definitely want to bring a Prankster Mon in my opinion, either Riolu or Meowstic. Meowstic can fake out Prankster Rain Dance, which helps to counteract his Sunny Day. It has Prankster T-Wave. It has Screens. I think all of those are very, very viable here. And then likewise, Riolu can do the coaching if I really want to, and coach Basket Legion, or even coach Archaludon just to give it the defense raise. But I also think Greninja plus Step Strike I have their place. So the only Mon that I don't think is that good here from my list is honestly Alomola, and then to the lesser extent Riolu, but I think that Master is better. When is the match? Saturday at 2 p.m. Sorry, I'm used to Sunday drafts. Saturday at 2 p.m. will be the first match of the day. Everybody gets helping. Every single Pokemon gets Helping Hand. Speaking of Helping Hand and moves like that, double specifically, Tailwind on Pelipper is really nice as well. Here. Nice. I think Substrika has a place, as I mentioned, with like Electro Web Feint, potentially for Protect to counteract my opponent trying to stall out Rain turn, maybe try to stall out Trick Room turn, but mainly just Electro Web from there. Maybe Terra Blast Ice to knock out Noivern, but it's kind of like, it's like a Mon that's okay because of its speed tier, but it's not the best Mon in the world. And again, the big thing is going to be getting around Primarina. Other Mons I think can work with Assault Vest besides Rhyperior and Archaludon on my team is Basket Legion, because it can tank hits from Primarina and Glamora and do a lot back. But I also think that I should respect Intimidate, as well as Lumina Crash Drops. So there's also potentially Clear Amulet that can work, the Clam, on a Basket Legion as well. I also think Special Basket Legion has a spot here with Muddy Water to ignore Rage Powder, but it's just not as good because, I mean, Venonat Pride, Terror Grasses, and then it's Primarina next to it, so you're not going to be doing too much. Like, I can definitely go back and forth here between Adaptability and Swift Swim. So those are always options. Like Focus Sash Adaptability is obviously very good in the late game, whereas Swift Swim gets me some immediate pressure. But we'll have to wait and see what I end up doing. Wolfie's Trevenant is probably like the biggest enigma in this game. Will it be a more offensive Trick Room variant, or will it be a Harvest one with Frisk? By the way, we know which Mons you change. Yeah, that's for week 3 though. You're not going to see this till week 3 because Wolfie very nicely and very openly, I know, Falco, it's going to be a cool time, very openly put on put up the changes that we made for week 3 because he showed off the doc, and he showed off the doc list, so we had to make a new doc. But there's a fan doc again down below if you want to check it out. On the flip side, I was about to mention Glamora is actually insane. Terra Grass is really good into resisting, being fast in Archaludon, being able to threaten with Meteor Beam. What up, Blackhawk? Even like a double Mortal Spin on my Pokemon, though Archaludon should always be out. So Glamora is insanely threatening, right? A faster version, Glamora, Primarina. The matchup is really interesting. Like, if you don't take into account draft versus VGC skill or any of that stuff, or even just battling, and Wolfie was always good at draft anyway. If you don't take into account any of that, the matchup is still really interesting because I think that his content created team has a lot of cool techs into my team. But I think there's a lot of fun stuff I can do here too. And just going into this game, I'm going to respect the hell out of Venonat, which I don't think he'll expect me to. Like Safety Goggles, Terra Grasses, I'm going to respect the hell out of that. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'll obviously put the matchup slightly in Wolfie's favor. He's better at VGC than I am. But either way, I'm excited for this first one. And I think it's going to be a banger. So I'm very excited. Matchup number 2 that I think is going to be a banger. And obviously after we do these, I'm going to, we're going to be ranking the teams as well. And I'll go through the fan doc and, we'll talk about like what I like, what I don't like about the teams and how things change. So this is a really fun one. Uzi is a very good battler in draft. He has had a fantastic draft, I guess 3 years in Scarlet Violet, 2 years in Scarlet Violet, probably not 3, 2 years, right? Because Scarlet Violet in the beginning we couldn't do draft. Matches go up on Saturday. So this Saturday, make sure you check out all the coaches, link down below. Matches will go up. Also, if you're looking for the fan doc, that link is down below too. Uzi has made 5 or 4, I think it's 4 finals in a row. For the last 4 draft leagues he's been, he's made 4 finals in a row. So that is insane consistency. But keep in mind, what up, Faz? How you doing, Phasmix? This is his first ever VGC set. First ever VGC in general. I mean, not his first ever VGC set. Obviously, he is training and mocking and things like that. But this is his first ever, right? First ever one. And he's fighting Aaron Cybertron Zhang, who has, in my opinion, the most annoying Pokemon, most annoying team in the league. Let's go through that real quick, right? Bro has Golden Go, right? Mr. I'm broken, can't be taunted. I'm going to click Make It Rain, absolutely broken, -1. Whatever. He has Dozo plus Tatsugiri. Dozo plus Tatsugiri. The battles will be starting at 2 on Saturday. Saturday will be uploaded. So just another day, and you'll basically be able to get it. Dozo Tatsu is obviously good, but solo Dozo is also annoying with Yawn and Fissure Spam if he really wants to. On top of that, he has Galarian Weezing, with neutralizing gas to shut down Prankster on Whimsicott. This is all VGC. I'm doing well, thank you. But more importantly, shut down Truant on Slacking. So Slacking is unbound. Call Slacking Palafin right here. In this draft, Slacking is absolutely Palafin. So it's going to be a good time seeing that. On top of that, he has Murkrow, which is basically Whimsicott Jr. with Tailwind Prankster. He has Yanma, which can Focus Sash plus Compound Eyes Hypnosis. It can also go for Tailwind too. He can also shut down the Mycelium Mite on Toadschool and go for Spores fast. He has a Dugtrio, which is like, bro, you had to take Trapping too? Like he was like, I gotta trap something. So he took Dugtrio, which is interesting. That's probably the most obscure Pokemon on his team. We'll talk a little about that when we get into the actual ranking later. And again, I'll have timestamps when the VOD ends and when I go back through it. But on top of all that, right? If you think one Dozo's annoying, what if he had two? With Palmot's Revival Blessing, which also gives him Fake Out Control. On the flip side, though, we have Uzi. Uzi has some cool combos like Whimsicott Tailwind plus Dragapult, Whimsicott Fake Tears next to Draco, Whimsicott Fake Tears next to Eruption, I think is very strong here. Gallade offensively, its stabs and even coverage moves are pretty good, like Night Slash, and then you have the Psycho Cut and stuff. Yeah, Murkrow is a VGC start. And then on the bottom side, we have Pokemon that are really interesting. Topsy-Turvy, Terra Water Malamar could shut down Dondozo. And Toxtricity, I think specifically, is the coolest one here because Hyper Voice, Boom Burst next to Dragapult or Hisuian Typhlosion, I think are very good. Thank you, Tony, for the year. I appreciate you, fam. Long time. But also Overdrive looks very strong to the opponent's team. So those are the mods I think that are really good in general. I don't think Gliscor is that great. If this was OU, I think Gliscor looked like a god here, but because it's 2. So are you releasing 2 draft videos this week on the channel? Absolutely. Gliscor, score. Gliscor, let me tell you what it does. In VGC, it's going to do the exact same thing it's going to do in singles. I hope it sets up, hey Melina, I hope it sets up Toxic Spikes. I hope it sets up Toxic, goes for Spikes, protects Facades. But I think the strongest combos on Uzi's team are the Fake Tears next to Dragapult, the Charm next to Malamar for the self-boosting, Fake Tears next to Malamar giving it a self-boost with Contrary, the Topsy-Turvy Malamar, and even despite there being a Dozo, I still really like Typhlosion, right? Because while Dozo is probably the biggest issue of it, if he can overcome that, look how good Typhlosion's Eruption is. It's literally just Dozo. I mean, Tatsu obviously 4 times resist, but if Dozo's going, Tatsu's going too, you know? So, this is a really interesting matchup. I think it's really going to be a skill test for Uzi. Can he break through Dozo? Dozo's probably like the biggest annoyance when it comes to that. I also want to note that Make It Rain is really strong too. Make It Rain from Golden Go is very strong, but chances are Uzi probably runs the Ability Shield on Whimsicott. Ability Shield meaning it can shut down Weezing's or ignore Weezing's neutralizing gas, and meaning it can go for prankster moves like its Tailwind if it really wants to, and stuff like that. Score is all I told Uzi the entire time, which is why he ended up getting Gliscor. What up, bro? So I'm excited for that. And other options I think are cool here, maybe Trick Room Gallade could be really cool as anti-measure. I'm really interested to see how Uzi shuts down because Aaron can obviously VGC diff if he really wants to. And I do like the approach that Aaron made to his team this time. It's less standard. It's more, these are all cool content mons and I'm going to use them. Except for Golden Go. How dare you? Actually, Dozo too. You know what? I take that back. Maybe I'm just like looking at Slacking and just impressed. The rest of the mons I hate seeing. Yes, I did talk about that, Noobish, already. We did talk about Topsy-Turvy Malamar. Hey, Swole, how are you, fam? A few options here too. The Golden Go's good, right? But I guess the Terra you have to be is maybe Water into this. Snake, thank you for the 5 gifties, fam. I appreciate you. If you Terra Water into this, though, you can resist Typhlosion's move, and you're not weak to Dragapults. But also, I actually have no idea about that Noobish if Clear Amulet blocks Topsy-Turvy. That's really interesting. I don't think it's like a stat lower, just it flips it. So it's not like Intimidate and things like that. I don't think so. Because it's not lowering your stats, it's just flipping them. Which Clear Amulet blocks the lowering of. Best man in the world, particularly a sociopath to Scotch. Aaron really decided to be the villain. He literally did. Aaron literally decided to be the villain in this draft league. use the bathroom. Doe's back sleep. Appreciate you, Snake. Much love, fam. The thing about Cybertron's Terras on Golden Go are that, like, the Terras, if you Terra Fairy, you're weak to Sludge Bomb. If you Terra Water, you're weak to Overdrive. Basically, I think all the Terras that Golden Go has, besides, and if you don't Terra Water, right, if you don't Terra, like, if you Terra into anything that resists fire, you're weaker to Toxtricity, which I think is a really big advantage for Uzi here. Because something like Scarf Toxtricity or even Sash Toxtricity can be really cool. I think Specs Toxtricity next to Tailwind can also be really cool too. I think things that Uzi does have to worry about, though, are potentially Terra Ground, Earthquake Dozo, or even Terra Grass, I think, as well. Perhaps where to make fan art of the matches. Where should I post it besides Twitter? Oh, if you're going to make fan art, that's amazing. We don't have a fan server. We do have the server, but it's not open to anybody right now. Oh, Terra Dark as well for Encore Dozo. Actually, Encore Whimsicott makes a lot of sense. Terra Rules is open Terra, but there's Terra Preview. I mean, tweet at us. I'll make sure I retweet it. And if I don't retweet it, or like Wolf doesn't see it, I'll make sure, just come back to me in a stream or in a video and say, yo, I made a fan art. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't be on Twitter. But like that, I hate Twitter. But if you tweet at us, we'll retweet it, and I'll make sure Wolfie and everybody sees it in the draft. And I'll probably even feature it in a video if you end up doing some stuff with my stuff. Like, to be honest, why not? Feature it on stream too. I think Aaron's draft is a legitimate team. I think his 5 that he brings for sure, by the way, are Golden Go, Dozo, Galarian Weezing, Slacking, and Tatsugiri. I don't think there's any reason not to bring them into that at all. Terra Dark on Dozo is very scary because it can't be Encored. It can't be... No move that Whimsicott can go for besides Moonblast will do damage to that. And we're assuming in this situation that Dozo's already boosted because of Tatsugiri. I also agree that I think leads are going to be very important, but if I'm Uzi, I'm always leading Whimsicott plus Dragapult. I think that's pretty safe into most. If you are running the... even without the ability shield, right? You're still faster than Weezing. Right? Naturally. So you can always go for Fake Tears plus Draco. You can always go for Tailwind into like Golden. You can always Tailwind plus Shadow Ball. I think those are like I think that's the bread and butter for Uzi's team, right? I feel like that's like almost a guaranteed lead because nothing on Aaron's team really punishes that too much without giving up a Terra. Now, obviously Gold, again, I said we're not giving up a Terra because Gold can Terra and technically like make it rain on both, especially if it's a Terra Shield. Using Encore Disable combo. I tried using Disable Encore combo with Dragapult, Whimsicott, and Mox and Dozo Terra Dark, and I gave up on life. That's what I'm saying. I think Terra Dark Dozo makes a lot of sense here. I think Terra Ground is also very scary too. Just because Earthquake is very free into you, and I don't know how good Araquanid really is. It's a little bit weak, and it doesn't actually beat Dozo. You know what I mean? So those are like your main thing. I think your main thing is going to be, can you get over Dozo, right? And I'm sure you have options. Like we talked about the Fake Tears next to like Draco. We talked about Topsy-Turvy Malamar, which I think is 100% should come. I think Topsy-Turvy Malamar 100% comes. And then whether you can deal, obviously you can deal with Dozo, but can you also deal with Golden Go plus Slacking? Because his game mode should always be like Dozo, Tatsugiri, Galarian Weezing, Slacking, and then mix it up by having Golden Go next to... His last mom might actually end up being Palma here. Just for the Revival Blessing stuff. No, he can Fake Tears his own Malamar without Terra because it's an ally thing and they ignore typings. They ignore typings. So like just like you can go for a Prankster move on a Dark type next to you, if they're on your side, ally moves ignore typings. Like they ignore the restrictions that normal things have. It's a really interesting thing that you learn from VGC in the middle of a game sometimes, or mocking. I want to say skill-wise, obviously, in terms of VGC, Aaron has the advantage. Hey, Narth, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. In terms of VGC, Aaron obviously has the advantage, but in terms of draft, it's Uzi. And I'm very excited for this because I know firsthand, obviously, how hard that... Can I Toxic my Steel allies? Oh, no. I meant the limitations of moves that, like, you know, you can't use Prankster moves on Dark types, things like that. You can't go... Unless you're Corrosion, you can't Toxic Steel types. Who let Aaron get Weezing? Slacking. It's crazy. What up, Lorcy? How are you, buddy? Congratulations, by the way, on how good you've been doing. this season. Very proud of you. One time I brought Mirror Malamar to counter Dozo. All my stats went to -2. Yeah, you do have Contrary, buddy, so please don't do that. Other Mons I think are cool. Like I said, I really do think if you deal with Dozo, Eruption Typhlosion goes stupid. Can't Spore a Grass type. The limitations of actually typing like that are like, you can't Spore a Grass type. It's things like Prankster moves on Dark types. Even in terrain, you can still use things like that on yourself. It's really like, there's different things. I should have explained it better. Just, so a lot of the limitations, they don't exist for that. It's really cool. There's also a lot of things with like Follow Me involved too, because it says it can only work on a partner. So like, for example, coaching only works on a partner, so they can't take it with Follow Me, things like that too. Not that Aaron has any of that. He does have Rage Powder on Toad School. Burn up Dozo and Shadow Ball down with taunt support, maybe. I think even Gallade can be really cool. I think one of the things that's really cool here is Gallade from Uzi under Tailwind. Gallade being able to click the Sacred Sword, Leaf Blade, all sharpness boosted. You don't have to worry about Intimidate anyway. Psycho Cut, super strong. Also, Gallade can naturally still two-shot Weezing even without its ability. Obviously, it does have to worry about Will-O-Wisp. This is an interesting one. Would a Pokemon with Synchronize give the effect to both Pokemon on the other side? Moose, I'm not a VGC player. I just know that I can go for prankster moves on my dark types and things like that. No, it wouldn't be on both, though. It would be on the target. Just like how No Guard is on the target as well. The Mon directly in front of you. I just reread your question. I thought you were asking me in terms of the partner thing. I was like, bro, I don't know. Dragon Cheer for Gallade for super crits with Terra Dragon. I'm trying to think, besides the Topsy-Turvy Malamar, Fake Tears plus Draco Meteor into Dozo, and like Scarf Toxicity, what Uzi could do into Dozo that deals with it. Because I really feel like that covers most anyway. In terms of Aaron though, like I think I'm most scared of like a Terra Ground Earthquake. I feel like that's so good into Uzi. I don't think he'd do anything like crazy like the Endure, Toxic Orb, Tatsugiri to get it out of there. That way he can get a partner next to Uzi, next to Dozo. But if he does end up doing that, that's actually very, very scary. Sacred Sword does hit hard, obviously, but also it won't OHKO if it's at full, even if it's Terra Dark. Hey man, still full. It won't OHKO even if it's Terra Dark. So Clear Smog is always a cool option as well. I think Aaron's going to have to really... I mean, I think he's going to do great this season, right? Don't get me wrong. And I'm just really excited about this. I think this game's definitely going to go through a best of 3. One of my things I found when I fought Aaron that a lot of the draft techs were really good early on the first time we fought. And then in game 2, obviously the techs didn't hit as hard because they're not surprises anymore. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. I think that game 1's actually going to be at the advantage to Uzi. I legit think game 1's going to be Uzi's advantage just because he's going to come in with all the draft techs into Aaron's VGC mind preparing. And that's not to say like Aaron just made it to finals. He just won a Regulation H tour and he made it to finals of the last VGC one. What up, Jalaj? But I guess, you know what? Looking back at it, I think the last one Aaron's going to bring is going to be Murkrow to counteract Tailwind. Because like a boosted, like it lets Dozo actually like outspeed Scarfers for one. Because Dozo's pretty slow even at +2. But if Tailwind Murkrow has done that, I think Murkrow makes a lot of sense as well. It also makes the Golden Go easier. It's either that or Yanma, but I think I'm more partial to Murkrow just because it's Prankster and it can't be stopped because it's a Dark type, so you can't taunt it. You know what I mean? So I think that mode is going to be very interesting. So if I had to think Aaron, it would be like Golden Go, Dozo, Tatsu, Weezing, Slacking, and then Murkrow. And you could argue Yanma, but I think Murkrow, again, can just do it so much better. Because, again, Scarf, Golden Go, or even Specs or Life Orb Golden Go. I think Life Orb Golden Go is actually best here, by the way. Not even Specs. Because Mega Brain's very strong, but also the Shadow Ball, being able to switch up moves is really, like, it's crazy here, right? Being able to switch up moves is just crazy. He's also really good with the Life Orb Protect set. Yeah, I just saw him win the tournament with that. Scarf Gold with Haze, Tail. Exactly. I think draft players got to win in the 2 games. Else that probably won't win. Thank you. What up, fam? I also think that low-key Dozo by itself could actually be scary because we could see Uzi over prep for Tatsu Dozo in a game. but then Aaron brings solo dozo next to like slacking wheezing. So those are like I think solo dozo is just as scary as double as in a game 2 or 3 as double dozo, tatsu dozo. I'm just trying to be honest. I also think, thanks so much for the sub of Prime, fam. I appreciate that. I'm also wondering if Aaron would actually bring like Sucker Punch on his slacking just to deal with Dragapult and Typhlosion next to it. Because I mean, you want all the, but knockoff under Tailwind is just so much better though. Solo Doze is so annoying because that Wave Crash is very strong. He could just click Fissure if he's feeling himself as well. I don't know, man, but I really think it's going to come down to how well you play against Dozo in the early game. Because if you can get the game 1 advantage, I think it's going to be, it becomes more of an equal playing field, right? The Sucker Punch 1 KO Dragapult from 460 attack slacking, that's its level 100 stat. For sure. With Life Orb, for sure it has to. I think you always go order up attack here. You don't need speed, you just need to be able to do damage. Hiyoko Whimsicott before he gets a Tailwind with Weezing combo. I don't think that's going to be the case because I think the best... First off, in order for him to do that, he has to have Scarf Golden Go, which is not going to happen. I think there's no way that he can stop Uzi from getting up Tailwind. And even if he did have Scarf Golden Go, I'm pretty positive because the only fake out option is Palma, I mean, you can just simply go Terra Ghost on Whimsicott if you really want to. It's going to run the ability shield because it's guaranteed to get up Tailwind. Thank you, Golden Skull. What does Pult usually run in VGC? So I've been using Pult a lot in VGC Nat decks, and I'm kind of just been doing the same thing it does in OU. Life Orb, well, not Life Orb. Specs, Banded, and then Life Orb are the ones I'm doing right now. I think Life Orb Draco is so strong here, and Life Orb Shadow Ball. I think it's just as strong as Golden Go, in a sense. Again, this matchup I think is going to be really, really close. If Uzi has a really good way of dealing with Dozo, I think it's 50-50. Otherwise, I'll give it slightly to Aaron. I'm in CT now, not New York. There's VGC Nat decks? Yeah, I have a second channel, a Pokeaim Plus. I'm playing in the National Decks VGC League. I'm also playing like 50 other draft leagues over there too, if you want to check it out. I'm uploading there daily as well. So Encore Slacking for Disrupting goes hard. Problem is as well, like he could also run like Mental Herbs and things like that too. Lumberry is also interesting too, as options. I wouldn't run Physical Pult in this because the way Dragon Darts work is, yes, next to Weezing, it would ignore Weezing, it would go into the other one, but it's also weaker than like a Fake Tears Draco. But again, I go 51 Aaron, 49 Uzi. I think it's actually extremely close. Obviously, this is Uzi's first one, but I also think that he does have a lot of anti-Dozo tools. So if he uses that to his advantage and doesn't get lost in that, in my opinion, doesn't get lost in beating down Dozo, and when it comes to like the rest of Aaron's team, because I think the rest of Aaron's team is insanely strong, I think he can win. So I really think it's 51 Aaron, 49 Uzi. I think Aaron's such a smart player. He's also been doing so well in Regulation H, and his team is evil. This guy is like this guy's team is evil, man. Again, nicest guy you know, disgusting team. This guy, you know that meme y'all made of me with the solo leveling meme y'all made of me when I gave the dude when I dapped him up and gave him a side hug. That's Aaron right here. It's like, yeah, good luck, have fun. Well, that was it. All right. Very excited about this one. Mount just won the SPL VGC Draft League, right? He just won it. He had a disgusting team with our Chaladon, Basculegion, Pelipper. Could not be me. Rhyperior. Could not be me at all. Very respectable drafter on my side. But, and then we're fighting James. And James literally went undefeated in the SPL Draft League besides his games versus me. So, I mean, why the hell am I using SPL Draft League as a test for... James is very, very good. James is very, very good. He's so good. Consistently been a great player. What did he just do? Top 10 at Worlds? Top 12? Top 16? I think it's lower than top 16. He just did super good at Worlds as well. Why'd you change your team so much? I'll talk about that week 3 when the time actually comes. That doesn't happen until week 3. He's so cool. He's a good player. And also, This is a really interesting matchup, right? Because we get weather in this game as well. Whereas Mount is like kind of hard Trick Room next to Executor. He does have the Sun option with Illumise, and Executor as well can be Trick Room plus Chlorophyll. Top 8 awards, exactly. What a GOAT. Very consistent. Also, dude doesn't lock in for most games and then locks in when he needs to. That's why James is really, really good. I think Final Gambit, exactly. I was about to say that. I think Ape is probably the biggest issue for Mount because Final Gambit is just so free. Final Gambit is just so free. Like, absolutely free. It lets him take a kill and then just kind of just pressure with like, pressure with Cinderace. Like, if he takes the kill on that, Ace offensively, like Pyro Balls are so nice, especially Sun boosted, right? Like he gets, Torkoal's the one Mon that takes Ace's hits on this team. Ace specifically with Sun boosted Pyro Balls is insane. I'm not feeling going to Worlds to top 8. That's literally James. James was good at the game, man. James is literally good. I think likewise, one thing I really like from James here is Hydrapple. Hydrapple is slower than Ursaluna, so it's very good in the Trick Room. Obviously, the Torkoal is faster. I think Terra Water Hydrapple is really good here. Final Gambit changes everything. Correct. Final Gambit's really, really good. But I think Hydrapple under Trick Room is insane. Fickle Beam, Grass Knot for Ursaluna as well. And then you have even Earth Power from there. He can even run AV just so he can better take on Torkoal and the Bear. Terra Water is pretty good into like Blaziken to an extent. You can also get away with Fairy. Fairy might actually be better here just for the close combat resist still, while also not being weak to Executor's Solar Beam or anything like that too. Speaking of Blaziken, I think Blaziken's amazing in this game, right? If Sun ends up staying up. First off, it can protect and scout for Final Gambit. On top of that, I also think Blaziken's low-key good with Terra Ghost. Being able to ignore Fake Out from Stoice as well. I don't know why, but I feel like Blaziken will do anything. I think Life Orb Blaziken's insane. Is James. Yep. Yes, chill, dude. Absolutely. Again, you can check out everybody down below and also check out the fan doc if you want, if you've been waiting for it. Blaziken, I think close combat Flare Blitz is insane in this game. There's no switch-ins, right? Nothing when that team takes 2. Now, granted, Blaziken's obviously going to be fighting 2 Pokemon at once, so it's going to probably take a kill and then go down. Weather Ball, Ice Kilo. I don't like Special Blaziken as much. I think Clear Amulet can do it too. I don't know how good Crocodile is in this game. I don't like Special Blaziken as much because I don't think you really have to fear Intimidate from Crocodile. Because Crocodile's Intimidate doesn't pressure the main forces of Mount's team. And yes, there's Earthquake, High Horsepower. But like Crook is always good. Bro, not when it's fighting down Eruption and Blood Moon. Like even if it's AV, it's not killing back, you know? How good is Blaziken VGC wise? Usually see some sort of coaching set. Maybe some Life Orb set. I've only seen it in draft VGC though. And like that one Rainbow team. Mons I like in this game. Obviously you have your Trick Room mode with Oranguru, which I think is really strong. And yeah, exactly. And Hydrapple's, I think Hydrapple's super inclined. Like the also reason I don't like Special Blaziken is because James is more inclined to run AV. You know, he can only run 1. But James is super inclined to run AV. You don't know how Trick Room goes up here? I think it's very easy for Oranguru to get up Trick Room. I think Oranguru runs Terra Ghost to avoid Final Gambit. And Oranguru kind of just clicks Trick Room. I think it has a Mental Herb as well for potential taunt, which like Cinderace or can you go for? That's about it. 2 coaches and no other physical tactics is funny to me. No. He can coach. Yo, why does Sentry look so brolic? Holy crap. He can coach with... I think the defense raise of Coach is really viable here, in my opinion. Coach from Little Scrafty into Blaziken is really funny. Yo, Reverum High Key is actually scary as well. Fake Out next to Shift Gear. Veil with Shift Gear is really scary. Terra Fire is cool here. Terra Water is also pretty decent too. Terra Ground offensively, like Shift Gear, High Horsepower gets a kill easily. I actually think Reverum is a legitimate Pokemon here next to Fake Out, next to Veil. I think Veil comes for sure, right? You bring Ninetales 100%. You want to get up Snow. You want to get up Aurora Veil for your team. You want to win the Weather War. Likewise, though, I think not only does Mount bring Torkoal, but Mount also brings Illumise to match speed with Tailwind and also to match Snow with Sun. Terra Fire doesn't help it live anything. Torkoal's hits. But I think Terra Water is a little bit better anyway. Does James have any crit tech with Anger Point guy? I don't think he will do anything here. I'm pretty sure Ninetales doesn't have Frost Breath. I don't think Torkoal is that annoying because I think Torkoal, if it's not specs, it has to run protect, and you just final gambit them on next to it, which is a little tough. But I think Veil, if Veil goes up, it's a little bit harder as well. I think Ape is just so good. Ape is just insane. If it's not a final gambit Ape, I like Ape in general. But again, I talked about Cinderace. Cinderace is probably, in my opinion, the best Pokemon on James' side. Because if you have Torkoal next to Oranguru, and it's Terra, and I 100% run Terrafire and Ace, by the way. 100% run Terrafire and Ace. You Terrafire Ace, and you Power Ball the Oranguru next to it, which is most likely running Terra Ghost to avoid Final Gambit, so it can guarantee get up Trick Room. You get a kill. What's Caparage doing in VGC? It's just Trick Room 1. That's it. You can definitely try for some Veil Stoice. I think Muddy Water is really nice too. Even if Sun is up, Muddy Water is still good. Blastoise can also make use of Weather Ball. Deal with Executor with Sun up or Snow up. So kind of the same thing. Yep. Hydrapple is really good in the Trick Room mode, which is why I think that it's even more reason for Mount to bring Illumise for the Tailwind plus Trick Room mode. And then again, I'm really like stuck. I think James's Rev Room is just so short. Muddy Water over Surf. Surf hits your friend, your teammate. So you don't want to run Surf unless you have like a Toxicroak or something to absorb the water. For the most part, that's why you're running Muddy Water as there. From outside, I think top 3 come 100%. Illumise, Blaziken, and then it's like a toss-up. If you have Sun and you want speed for James's team, you run Eggy. Eggy works both under Trick Room and under that. Eggy's really strong here offensively. Don't think there's a lot of reason to have Raichu here. It's pretty slow. I don't think you get away with anything with Sentret. Caparajah could be something if you're running, because it's really slow. Like maybe Terra Fairy Caparajah with like Play Rough, Iron Head. Rock Slide could be interesting. Assuming Copper still learns Play Rough now. I'm pretty sure Caparajah still learns Play Rough. I know they got rid of some. I know they got rid of a Power Whip. Well, I mean, that's in the Sun, and that's like no bulk either. I don't think there's any reason to run. I think the big thing that you guys need to take into account in this game also is that a lot of James's Pokemon do not have to run max speed. They can run a lot of bulk. What makes it better to run Terra Ghost to avoid Fake Out instead of Covert Cloak? Oh, not Fake Out. Final Gambit is the big one. So that way you can guarantee get up a Trick Room. Does Ferg get Follow Me Helping Hand? Yes, everything gets Helping Hand in VGC. They gave, even if you don't have hands, you are helping in some sort of way. But yeah, I think the big one is just Ace. Like, the thing about Mount's team is you can get away with very, very greedy EV spreads, right? You can get away with Adam and Ace. And then Powerball Adam and Ace is so nasty. Like, most of these Mons can be plus attacking nature. Bring Rain Specs Raichu here and force the prep. I mean, I think Stoice is just good naturally because you want to be able to take on Torkoal. Like, naturally. I think Hydrapple is really good. I think Ace is good. I think Annihilate plus Ninetales is good. And I really do like... you could do Follow Me. Follow Me for it. Next to Nasty Plot, I guess. On 2 of the Nasty Plotters. But I do like AV better on Hydrapple. Or, again, Reverum. I really like Reverum. I think Reverum just kind of hits hard. I think the thing about James' team versus Mount is that initially it's going to hit harder. Which is also part of the reason why I think James is going to think that. And that's going to make Blaziken be even better. Because he's going to be like, oh, I can attack. Blaziken protects and goes for a Life Orb Close Combat. Life Orb Flare Blitz in the Sun. Starts picking up some KOs. But yeah, Ace goes absolutely stupid here. Like, there's not a lot that can deal with Ace. Ace, if it wants to, can also run Safety Goggles. So that way it doesn't have to worry about Sleep Powder from Executor. Week 1 goes up on Saturday. Shadow Smash under Veil should be decent. Yeah, I think Smash is good under Veil as well. You gotta worry about Thunder Wave from Illumise, obviously, but besides that, it's pretty solid. That's what I'm saying. Terrifier. Yes, so tomorrow, Saturday, yes. Sun Mode just seems hard to stop for James. I don't know, man. You got Veil. You can go Veil in the back, and you can also take advantage of it with Cinderace. Also, AV Hydrapple is going to be shutting down. AV Hydrapple specifically shuts down Blood Moon and Torkoal. But I feel like it's lacking in Polish. Like, I'm good for, like, I'm kind of an Eggs hater, and it's well as like Sentret will fill in a role, just lack punch or offensive brutality. I guess on the physical side, it's definitely a little bit iffy, right? Because like you're coaching either Scraggy or Caparaja for the most part. I literally think Hydrapple goes insane. Like absolutely insane. I don't think Sun is as broken as it is. Obviously, if you can get the eruptions off, great. Oh, one thing I do want to know is because Mount knows that James's Hydrapple always underspeeds, right? Always under Trick Room. I think that's most likely that Mount will go speedier on Pokemon like Torkoal and Blood Moon. That way they can actually outspeed some stuff with Tailwind. Now, for Torkoal, that's not really possible unless you want to outspeed Annihilate, right? You'll outspeed Annihilate and Crocodile and stuff if you go Torkoal max speed. That's like the only ones. You're not outspeeding Kilo. You're not outspeeding Ninetales. But for Blood Moon specifically, you actually can hit those speed tiers. Or you can go Room Service. I think Room Service is weaker. I think if you want to use Torkoal, you want to use offensive specs or Charcoal because the Heat Wave is so strong to this team. And also, like, I think it's just a lot weaker. I haven't played VGC some Mega Pokemon. Don't even worry about it. I give it to James. No, for Blood Moon? You could go that for Blood Moon, but is there really a point in going Room Service? Because if it's AV Hydrapple, you're not breaking it. Like, yeah, you can Terra Normal, but, like, you're not breaking it. I think it's very hard. I'd rather go, like, Life Orb on Blood Moon or Silk Scarf and then abuse it under Trick Rooms with the Hyper Voices or abuse it under Tailwind and just have enough speed to actually outspeed the threats there. I really don't see what James has to stop Mount from going. He has Final Gambit and he has Terra, Fire, Cinderace, which stops the Trick Room every game. I think the Tailwind mode is actually the scarier version. Also, again, Hydrapple is slower than Blood Moon and it can just Terra Water for Torkoal and then just do enough damage. Physical Blood Moon is not the play here. That's absolutely not the play. I give it 55 James, 45 Mount. I think specifically like Ace Hydrapple goes stupid. I think Annihilate gets just to kill. We possibly get Oranguru speed stat lower enough to be one more than Torkoal's to guarantee his in Trick Room. You can run Iron Ball. 70-30 James, chimp. Damn, is that what you give it? I give it 70 James, 30 Mount. I typically tend to go a little bit closer because while I try not to take into account draft skill, I think James is very good at draft. I know Mount's very good at draft. I don't even think you need Follow Me for Bandit Ace to be good. You just click with Ace. Yeah, AVI Dropper doesn't care. It makes sense. Don't bring Illumise and run 2 Trick Roomers. So Eggy plus Oranguru, those still get smoked by Pyro Ball or Final Gambit. That's the problem, right? You either get smoked by Pyro Ball or you get smoked by Final Gambit. Obviously, you can't smoke Oranguru when it's a normal type, but like then you just hit it with like U-turn plus Pyro Ball, and it can smoke. I think it's tougher. I really think it's tougher. That's why I think but I still think it's closer than 70-30. I think it would be a lot closer as well if there was a Lilligant here too. The Lily Cole after you stuff would be insane for this team in my opinion. Yes, Mount always makes his banner after the draft. I would love Lilligant on this team. Eggy's definitely going to be Chlorophyll because it works either way. You need Chlorophyll in this game in my opinion. I think you Terra Fire as well. But yeah, 55 James, 45 Mount. Last matchup, and then we're going to be going into looking more in depth at the teams itself. Realize Mount's team is... Yes, it is. Fair just because Mount has to make choices before the draft and James slams like 5 months. Exactly. Okay. This is very fun, right? It's a damn shame you got Armarouge plus Indeedee into Tyranitar, though. I will say that. It's a damn shame that you're running Psy Spam into Mr. T-Tar himself. However, supporting Shady's side, we have Ursaluna and Earthworm and Scrafty, which are all fantastic into T-Tar. All fantastic into T-Tar. Earthworm also can deal, and Ursaluna can deal with Garchomp. I'm actually more inclined to think that Garchomp would run a mix set. That way it can actually hit Earthworm. Terra Dark and all in Necra's Mons, I think might be a legitimate possibility here. But if they do go Terra Dark, that makes Scrafty offensively and even Body Press Earthworm really good. I actually like Iron Defense Body Press Earthworm a lot here. I like Earthworm a lot under Trick Room. I think it's really difficult to stop Trick Room if it's like... Do you forgo do you forgo Psychic Terrain here, guys? And just go a regular Indeedee so you can fake out Tyranitar and get up Trick Room? Is that literally the play here? You don't need... Besides spam's good into everything but that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. No. No. You can't do that. Drifloon can potentially get it up too, though. On Necra's side, though, Gyarados is really good with Intimidate spam. Garchomp, obviously, mix is amazing. Tyranitar has to come. Those three are given into Shady. Like, 100% you're bringing Tyranitar, Garchomp, and Gyarados. Zero reason not to, right? Intimidate's way too good. What does he have for Terra Dark Rotomo? If Trick Room's up, obviously Ursaluna is insane. Ursaluna being able to click Earthquake, I think is really crazy too. I also think Ursaluna kind of just lives every hit. Like Assault Vest Ursaluna with Headlong Rush or even Drain Punch, Ice Punch is so crazy. Like about Ursaluna is that you can buddies like shovel dirt into each other's mouth. Hitmontop's an interesting mon, right? Because you mentioned Wide Guard, but you definitely have to be Terra Dark on that thing too, because you still have to fear Armarouge, even though you have the Garchomp. Like, I think one mon I really like here though is Hisuian Braviary, because Hisuian Braviary is faster than T-Tar and does learn close combat. So a Life Orb close combat could knock out Tyranitar, and that could allow your Indeedee Trick Room to go up later. And then Ursaluna kind of just clicks every single time. This Amoonguss actually good. It's basically Baby Amoonguss. It's just Spore. It's literally just Spore plus Rage Powder. Yeah, I think Hisuian Braviary is actually insanely frightening here as well. If Tyranitar goes down, Armarouge actually looks good too. But I think the bigger ones are going to be like Earthworm Ursaluna. I think they 100% are so good here. It's very difficult for Necra to deal with them because even though Garchomp can be special, it can only deal with one. You still have the partner next to it. You still have to worry about Trick Room. Stantler actually is very good here because of Intimidate. I like Intimidate more than Frisk because I think Intimidate guarantees you get up a Trick Room. Even like Stantler, I think 100% comes to this game. That's the guaranteed Trick Room. Because you bring like, you lead like Stantler plus Ursaluna, right? You protect plus Trick Room, get your Flame Orb activated. You switch an Earthworm and you click Earthquake into like, if the lead is Garchomp plus that. If they go Gyarados, you still have Earthworm beats Gyarados 1v1 easily. It can either Iron Defense press and beat it regardless of typing, or you Shed Pass into Hisuian Braviary, or you Shed Pass into Scrafty to get Intimidate back, or you just go back into Intimidate, Terra Normal, and then Facade, which will still do 1,000,000,000% to Gyarados too. Hey, Plasma Sage. Shed Tail is legal. This is VGC. So, like, that's an interesting one. Like, I think Necra has trouble Intimidate shuffling, because if Gyarados comes in on any attack that's not Earthquake or Headlong Rush, if it's Facade, like, you're taking still 70-80%, man. Yeah, this team, she has Gen 6 plus Scyther. Also, love her Scyther. I don't like it in this game, unless you're like Terra Fight Bandit CC, because Terra Fight Bandit CC dual Wing Beat U-turn is actually very strong. Yeah, Scrafty's amazing here, though. Scrafty might low-key be Shady's MVP. Because Fake Out, Drain, you obviously have to have Knockoff for the dog, unfortunately. But, like, Fake Out, Drain, Knockoff, and then Ice Punch is extremely good. I think Hitmontop does come with Terra Dark. So that way she can try and shuffle between Gyarados plus Hitmontop. I think Clefable should come, too, for Follow Me, next to like Dragon Dance Gyarados. But I also don't think Dragon Dance Gyarados or even Swords Dance I feel like it's Special Garchomp, right? I feel like those mons are not good enough to get that much damage. Clefable's just there to force Ursaluna to attack it, so that way Necra can be like, okay, whew, gotta use my next mon. Stantler's Loki seems like a serious pick. Stantler's really good here. I think Stantler's just guaranteed Trick Room. Manual Misty Terrain Cruff, you might have to bring it. You think she brings the Decoration Demon? I think it's too hard to get away with Decorate from Alcremie here. This isn't no Smeargle, right? You can't Fake Out, get a Moody Boost, and do anything like that. He can skill swap with Stantler. I think in general, though, Stantler intimidating is guaranteed Trick Room. You can't stop it. And then just like Necra can Intimidate Shuffle, you can too, because these two 100% come, right? Scrafty with Stantler, 100% come. You got to do it. Oh, thank you, fam. It just came out, though. I appreciate it. Terra Ghost, Psychic Seed, Acid Armor, Alcremie. I think if that's the game. Terra Ghost, Acid Armor, Psychic Seed, Alcremie. Yeah, you probably just won. Right? That might be impossible for her to take on. But if Ursaluna's on the Trick Room, then it's going to headlong rush and kill it anyway. And you got to remember, too, that Alcremie's... We can't hide Terra types, right? It's open Terra. So we do know each other's Terra types. That's a really cool one, though. I don't think Side Spam mode comes at all. I think if Indeedee comes, it's just to follow me into... to allow Ursaluna to attack. I think it's very difficult to click. I also think, by the way, that Tyranitar is going to also run special moves too. Ice Beam, Fire Blast, or Flamethrower, or whatever. I think it has to, right? When you're facing down Intimidate, you're facing down Earthworm, I think you kind of have to do that mode. There's no way to stop that. You're not doing any damage with physical mode at all. Whereas Fire Blast can actually do something. What if T-Char's Terra Fairy Terra Blast? For Scrafty. What if it's Terra Fairy Terra Blast for Scrafty? Just knock it out in one hit. Are we able to spectate the game? Yeah, you can be here. The games go live on Saturday though. The games already happened. They go live. They're going uploaded on Saturday for you guys. T-Char 100% needs to run Fire Blast, Ice Beam, in my opinion. I think it needs to run that because you're not doing anything to that. And I low-key think you might try and get away with Terra Fairy Terra Blast. First off, Terra Fairy means... Terra Fairy is already good on Tyranitar, right? Because it means you're not weak to Scrafty. You're not weak to close combat. What's up, Noobish? I don't think you can afford... I don't think there's a point of bringing Fletchinder here because Shady's team is Trick Room. Egglocke when? Very soon. I know I haven't done that. I have to. I really want to. I'm trying to think. Is there any other Earthworm tech? Like, Garchomp needs Fire Blast. Tyranitar needs Fire Blast. Those two are for sure coming. I think Gyarados for sure has to be here, too. Gillette, I believe so, that Clefable doesn't get access to that. Let me see. Pretty positive. No, it gets Trick. Not Trick Room. It's just a follow me thing. Are you pretending you don't know the outcome? I don't know how the games actually happened or anything like that. I know the ending of what won. I don't know what they brought. This whole thing is talking about the win or lose. Like, not necessarily, oh, this guy wins. No, it's about what they're going to use and what I think is good. I know the results because I put them into the thing. I have no idea what sets they brought. That's it. I do think Terra Fairy, Terra Blast actually lose. It does lose to Earthworm, but I'm thinking that you're at a point, Charmless, where you'll take a Body Press. Because if I'm Earthworm, I'm going for Body Press, right? If I'm Earthworm, I'm going for Body Press in this game. Obviously, I have Heavy Slam, but I'm going for Body Press. Into T-Tar for sure, because it actually does damage. Black Dot during his match, he doesn't know. Should upload your game 1 minute before Wolfie's upload his video just to annoy him. It wouldn't annoy him. He wouldn't care. But again, I like Terra Fairy, though, in general, just for that. I don't think Tyranitar has to Terra unless it's like a last-ditch effort type of thing. Shady has a lot of fake guys on his team. I think Stantler's very real. I think his first 6 are really good. I think Armarouge is really good. I think Fungus for its point value for 1 point or 2 points in style as well. I think it's hard for Houndstone to be good. You have double normal, double dark, triple normal, double dark. I think Houndstone is kind of fake here. Unless it's Iron Defense. Fluffy, like just so they can't do much damage. Not obviously that doesn't boost the body press. Not Iron Defense. Just body press version. It's not Iron Defense. What's the move I'm thinking of? She can use Bright Powder and Veil. She's allowed to do that. This is VGC. There's nothing stopping her from doing that at all. What am I thinking about on the dog? What's the defense boosting move it has? It's something. Either way, defensively, it's still annoying. You could also go for like Charm and stuff too. I think Disabled Dog could be cool. I don't think you get a Last Respect sweep with Dog at all, even if you even bring it. I honestly don't think you bring Dog here at all. It's not Cotton Guard. It doesn't learn it, though. I don't see that. I think Gyarados comes... I think the Givens ones are Gyarados, Hitmontop for Intimidate, Garchomp, Tyranitar. I think those are given. I think you want to go the Clefable for the Follow Me route just to force it. Yeah, honestly, Last Respect is still really good, right? But like you said, it doesn't hit the same. For only 4. It's not like it's Adaptability to Basculegion. And on top of that, you're fighting down 3 normal types, double Intimidate as well on one of the normals and one of the dark types. I don't think Houndstone does anything. It's not like you can Will-O-Wisp, right? You can maybe Pain Split into like an Ursaluna if you really want to get a lot of HP back. I really, really like Braviary. I feel like CC is just so nice. Like CC, like Esper Wing is nice. Yes. Wide Guard can be cool, but I think it's very unlikely that Necra actually goes for spread moves here. Because I think Earthquake is so punishing. You have the double flyers plus Earthworm. You have Intimidators. I think it's very likely that Necra goes almost full special. Draco, Fire Blast, Earth Power. Right? Ignoring Intimidates and actually doing things. And then, so there's no like, so whatever Mon gets Wide Guard in there, I don't think that happens. Can you confirm it real quick? If it does even get it? What is your favorite 2-stage Dog Fox? Everyone's learned that sense. Stop this tech. Yeah, I think it's very likely that most of Necra's Mons are special. I think special is very, very good in the Shady. But I really want to know how Necra plans on dealing with Earthworm that Terras. Because if I'm Shady, I run max special defense. I literally run max special defense Earthworm. Because there's no reason to fear the physical. And then I just spam EQ next to an Iron Defense one that's like protecting, Iron Defensing, Heavy Slam, Body Press. That's all I do in this game. It just doesn't die. If you run max special defense, you can give it Terra Water as well, right? Terra Water to resist the fire. That makes it weak to Rotom, but you could also go, I wouldn't say Terra Dragon because I'm not trying to get Moonblasted or Dracoed. Terra Water or Terra Fight could work. Terra Fight isn't terrible, honestly. Terra Fight might actually be it, just to have the stronger body press. Why not Physical Tyranitar or Clear Amulet? What does Physical Tyranitar do besides Knockoff and DD? Like the low kick doesn't pick up KOs. Terra Fire could work too. You can also give it Psychic Seed. Exactly. Like let it give a Spadef boost and then just click Earthquake, 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 Earthquake. So I low-key, even though Necra's team is one of my favorite in this draft league, and we'll talk about them, we'll rank them in a bit. I low-key think this is slightly in Shady's favor. Yeah, it does. It works for Intimidate. I think this is slightly in Shady's favor. I think Earthworm doesn't die if you run Spadef. Like, it's so much of a menace here. It's actually so crazy. Like, I think Necra has to make the call of bringing Rotom to deal with it. I think you literally have to bring Rotom here because Leaf Storm Thunderbolt is actually really good. I'm excited. Yeah, and Braviary can also Tailwind next to Ursaluna if it really wants to. I'm excited to watch this. This is probably one of my favorite, most hype games of the week. Obviously, I'm very excited for every game. But this is probably one of my most hype ones because Shady's obviously back in draft and he's doing VGC. And I like both of the teams a lot. So I'm really, really hoping to see. There's no Nat Ditch version of this. I'm really, really, really excited for this one. I want to give it slightly to Shady. I'm going to go 51-49. I think that Shady, again, has more win cons. I think Ursaluna Earthworm is very hard to stop. I think Earthworm getting heals from every Earthquake that Ursaluna does, which is so hard to take down, period, is so nice. I'm so hyped. And then the double Intimidate. I'm excited, though, to see how Necra ends up dealing with it. You think Shady brings EQ? Absolutely. You got to heal the hell out of Earthworm. It's free. Earthquake is good next to Earthworm. It's good next to Braviary. And yeah, Necra has Gyarados, Rotom, but it's less about like hitting them and more about healing the unkillable Earthworm machine. You mentioned Psychic Seed as well. You know when? You mentioned, how you doing, Nick? You mentioned Psychic Seed, which is also really cool. I also even just like Leftover Spadef, man. It's just like so nasty. Yeah, but the Earthquake is mainly to heal Earthworm, which is unkillable, right? It's kind of like giving it a life dew every turn. while also making it that you still, the mon next to it still has to fear facade as well. I'm doing well, fam. That's awesome, dude. That's the big thing, right? Like, yeah, you can avoid it, but who cares if I'm healing the hell out of my Pokemon? So I'm very, very, very excited to watch this. Necra's also good. I know she's just day 2'd. It has to be on a special move, Noobish. Now, we move over to the fun part, where we rate everybody's teams. Exactly, it's a free pollen puff that hits everything else. This is the fun part where we rate everybody's teams. I only did best, good, and that, so you can do S, A, B. But also, we do have the team sheets now that you can watch on the fan doc as well. So we'll go more in depth on them. I think Aaron's his first team. I'm also going to make a don't want to play. And I'll put Aaron in there without actually doing it. But, all right, so Aaron's team, right? I'm very happy that that's his top row because that's probably the most annoying version of it. It's just so disgusting, man. Aaron's team is just so disgusting. I think he has some great modes, right? He has Prankster Tailwind next to Golden Go, which is beautiful. He shuts down your abilities with Galarian Wheezing plus Slacking, which is so nice that he makes Slacking, like Slacking is not a meme, it's real. It's very real, it's very strong here. It's literally Palafin, right? It's Palafin before Palafin. Solo Dozo is good, and Tatsu Dozo is disgusting. And I just think the thing that kind of pieces it all together is the fact that he has Revival Blessing to bring it back, right? Imagine you knock out Dozo, Palmok comes out. Palmok comes out, right? Goes for Revival Blessing as Tatsugiri protects. Brings back Dozo. Dozo switches in and swallows up Tatsugiri again. Like, this combination is so annoying. You're a bad guy, Aaron. I think also Revival Blessing Slacking is disgusting, especially because he can actually make use of like Slack off on Slacking. Legitimately, he can make use of Slack off of Slacking. There's so much synergy. What is Dougie for realistically? So this is the thing that I think makes Aaron's team not like the absolute best. Every mon, in my opinion, makes sense. Top row, all perfect. Yanma gives you Hypnosis. It's a one. He wanted a 1-pointer. It's the best 1-pointer on the board, right? If we look at the draft board, and we look at the 1-pointers, not real. If we look at the 1-pointers, right? The best 1-pointer on this board, and these two are obviously very good too for their own thing. These two are obviously very good. But the best 1-pointer on the board, literally Yanma. It's Yanma. Scraggy's very good. Don't get me wrong. But Scraggy was not good for Aaron's team at all. You don't, why would you want to? I know everything. I'm the one who puts in the results. But that doesn't mean I don't know. I have no idea what sets it, bro. I haven't watched any battles. I watched the battles with you guys. We're going to watch the watch together. I'm always talking about it from not from like a, oh man, this person wins. I'm just talking about what I think based on the matchup, obviously, in time. But right now, we're talking about the teams. This is the best 1-pointer for Aaron's team, period. Right? Yanma gives him Tailwind, another Tailwinder, right? Next to Murkrow. Obviously, Murkrow is better at Tailwind. But Yanma has the big one, which is Compound Eyes plus Hypnosis. This is a very, hey, Ryza. This is a very, very, very real. Yeah, Yanma could have easily been 2 points. He can also go for the speed boosting Blind Hypnosis. Other things it can do that can actually annoy. It can Struggle Bug. It can feint to allow the partner to actually attack. Like, Yanma's a very real Pokemon for 1 point. It's also not weak. I think that's the best 1-pointer that he could get realistically for his team. So he actually gets some value out of it. I also agree. What the hell? I also agree with, and shout out to Princess Autumn as well for all this. I also agree with Toad School. You did not, fam. I'll check it out after the stream. Is there a fan pick'ems for the league or no? No, because we don't have any draft like that. Yeah, Yama's really good. I think Toad School also makes sense for a 1-pointer, right? It gives him that Fast Spore if he wants to next to... I mean, y'all saw that team that Wolfie brought with Toad Squirrel plus Wheezing. Not as good, but it gives him a fast Spore. Fast. Gives him Rage Powder on a decently bulky mon, right? Toad Squirrel has good defense. Special defense, excuse me, sorry. I meant special defense. And it's base 70 speed, right? So it's the fastest Spore we have right now, basically. Besides, obviously, you know, Toad Squirrel. But fast Spore and Rage Powder. It also has, like, some nice little other moves that can actually support your team. So, interesting. Obviously, Murkrow is always contending for Eviolite on his team. I think Yanma's always Sash, and Toad Skull can either be Sash or Eviolite, right? If Murkrow's coming, it's always Eviolite, in my opinion. It's going to get so much value out of that. It actually has bulk with that too. And the I think the synergy. I like the synergy. It's just the Duck Show is the mon that kind of throws off the team, right? Because if you look at everybody's draft as a whole, what is he trying to draft with this Dougie, man? Everybody got Intimidate. You're not KOing Pokemon like Torkoal and stuff too. Like I'm desperately trying to figure out what is he trying. I think what he wants to do is like Galarian Weezing plus Ability Shield and stop you from switching, protect, get up T-Spike and Toxic. Like I'm trying to picture what Aaron didn't make a team analysis. Hey, Ness, how are you, my friend? Aaron didn't make a team analysis, you know? So like it's kind of hard. And it's like Duck Show's not really trapping anybody. Yes, Duck Show did get the buff. It's 100 attack now, but it's not really trapping anybody. So I think that's the only mon that's like, what are you trying to trap here, sir? I'm glad you're doing well, fam. Thank you. So that's the big one. But the thing is, Duck Show was also 4 points. And if we look at 4 points and we look at Aaron's team, there's not like a lot of good mons for... Excuse me? That's how bleak it is, bro. Look how much I had to scroll up to get this. I'm gonna be real. If I want to be Aaron and just be annoying, I get Blissey. I take special hits for the team and I heal Pulse. I get he has no other ground on the team, but still. That's just a guy like me, though. Like, legit Blissey and heal Pulse. Or Chansey for 3 and heal Pulse. Like... I know Murkrow, he drafted to not fight it. I know he drafted Dozo to not fight it. I don't think Duck Show is actually... And I mean, like, and I'm saying this confidently because he can try and bring Duck Show into me. And I will show Duck Show that it is a ground type. But maybe his thing is he's going to do like Terra ground high horsepower into our Chaladon as I live. But I like the Tailwind Haze, make it rain. No, this is a beautiful combo. I think these combos are all amazing. I think this combo is amazing. Aaron, in my opinion, is in contention for the best team in the league. It's just the Duck Trio throws me off. Doesn't it just make for a way harder time leading into his team? I'm gonna be honest. When I prep draft, I prep for everybody, right? I prep for everybody. I'm fighting Wolf. I super prep for Venonat. I even prep for Didane. But it's just really hard. The problem with Duck Show is, yeah, Duck Show gets Final Gambit, but can I introduce you to base 35 HP? Now, I play singles, right? I don't know how much HP this is actually taking off of my Mon. But I know most of my Mons... Actually, you know what? Let me show you a real Final Gambit. My Riolu. Base 40. Bro doesn't even knock out my Riolu. I just want to let y'all know. Doesn't even knock out Riolu. I have no idea how you pronounce it, Barbs. I just say what Didane, however you want to say it. I don't really care. I think like that, if I get someone else in best, that's the only thing that will probably put them in front of Aaron. Because I think the team is... Honestly, I think this is the most annoying team to prep for. Sparse is pretty solid in Natix doubles. I will say that Gambit isn't really... But that thing is just meant to allow for solo Dozo shot where Tatsu kills itself. Oh, so what? It's like Endure... So is this game plan going to be lead Duck Show into Tatsu, Endure, Final Gambit, plus Final Gambit, plus Toxic Orb, bring out Dozo, allow him to bring out his last Pokemon. I'm just going to be like there, yo, thank you, bro, for taking out 2 of your Pokemon for me. I appreciate that. And then I'm going to go for Haze. I guess that's the thing he was going for. That makes sense. But, like, not even that works. Oh, I guess if you were... Oh, yo, oh, okay, it lives on 1. It lives on 1. Hold up, wait, it lives on 1. Okay, yeah, never mind. I guess it works. What if I click fake out? Now, what if I click fake out on Dugtrio, right, as this happens? And then Toxic Orb is now activated. And then they have to switch out into... Covert Cloak. Oh. And I'm clicking Dragon Tail anyway. F it. Anyway, I don't know. I guess that's the only thing he really did with it. But I feel like there was other 4-pointers that would have made his team good. That's not to say that I don't think this is one of the best teams. I think this is one of the best teams easily. I easily think this is one of the best teams. Easily. I think this team has so much synergy. And part of the reason why I think what makes a team good is not that it's good in itself, but how annoying it is to prep for. You're prepping for Solo Dozo, Tatsu Dozo. You're prepping for Galarian Weezing plus Slacking, and also your abilities being shut down, not just his abilities. You're also prepping for Murkrow Golden Go. You're prepping for Hypnosis Yanma, and then you're prepping all for it again because of Revival Blessing. In my opinion, that's what makes this team one of the best. Such great offense. Galarian Weezing Dondozo, tough to take down, and he's giving you a second one. So you kill one of your mons and Revival Blessing back, and then your Revival Blessing Dozo get the double boost. Will never happen. I think that's what he's gonna try to do. He has just so many disgusting combos, and it easily makes it one of the best. Easily. Oh, also, yeah, shout out to the people who did the project for Mystery Dungeon. I will say, guys, they did every mon but Galarian Weezing. I made this Galarian Weezing sprite. I tried my best. I made this. And can I tell you guys a funny story? Galarian Weezing should not have been 11 points. It should have been more. But because during the draft, it did not have a sprite, subconsciously, none of us saw it when we were tiering. None of us saw it because it had no picture. Every other mon on the board had a picture besides Galarian Weezing. It should not have been 11 points. It should have been 13 or more. It should have been 13. So because none of us saw it because it didn't have a picture, Aaron was able to get it. Mewing, no, my muse, bro. This is my natural face. But that's why I had to add a picture after. Aaron saw. Yeah. I would have also liked, because Murkrow does get Perish Song. I think Gothorita is too expensive, right? Gothitelle, Gothorita, yeah. What about the other Goth? I think 1 point Gothita. That homie was not surviving, though. Anyway, that's why I think Aaron's team is one of the best. Insanely hard to deal with, just overall good Pokemon. Let's look at Wolfie's team real quick. And again, remember, these are not based on the player. These are based on the team. You're just winning in one of the points. These are based on the player. These are not based on the player. These are based on the team. Wolfie has a lot of unique Pokemon. He actually has no Pokemon over 16 points. Did you guys know that? He has absolutely 0 Pokemon over 16 points, which I think is really interesting. If we look at the draft itself, no Pokemon over 16 points. But I think his 2 16-pointers are amazing. I think Arcanine's amazing and enables so much. And I think that Primarine is phenomenal, right? Forest Curse sounds really cool with Trevenant. Salamis didn't even get picked in this. Forest Curse is really good with Trevenant. Let me go back to Wolfie real quick. You don't see the vision with Wolfie's team? I'll explain it to you. So you have your Trick Room mode, right? With Trevenant, you have Trick Room mode, Anti-Trick Room. You also have the Harvest ability, which Wolf has had a lot of experience with, right? He has a lot of experience with Lie. He plays VGC. So you have that mode. Venonat is a steal for 1 point. It's not a steal. Or is it 2 points? I think it's 2 points. It should be 2 points, I believe. It was based on player Pokemon. He's his winner. Nah, it's 2 points, right? Thank you for saying it's a bug. Yeah, it's a bug poison type. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's 2 points. Thank God we tiered that mon at 2. That mon is actually real, guys. That mon is so real. Let's look at Venonat real quick. That is a real Pokemon for him. All right, so the reason he got Venonat over Electivire, and I quote, "It takes Wave Crash better from Palafin." Now, Palafin was not picked, but just know that he was hating on Electivire. And he got this mon. I think some really cool options as we talked about earlier, right? Compound Ice Sleep Powder, Rage Powder with Evo. Like, this mon's very bulky. You run Terra Grass for the waters. I'm talking about like versus me. And then you have your Struggle Bug, which hits both. And I think some really cool options that Wolfie can do this entire time. Obviously, Nightshade gives you consistent damage, right? Which I think is really good. With this mon, this is a very good value pick. There's always Toxic and Toxic Spikes, but I think something that's really interesting is Skill Swap. Skill Swap Tinted Lens. Correct. Skill Swap Tinted Lens is very, very, very cool. Imagine a Skill Swap Tinted Lens under Trick Room to a Primarina, who already hits you for half even if you resist its Moonblast, right? Primarina is a type of mon that's so strong. So like, or next to a Spothra with Speed Boost. Like, there's so many. I think Venonat was such a good pick for his Pokemon, for his team. I love his 216 picks. Arcanine, Arcanine, whatever you want to say. Because the Pokemon can take moves better because they have like teammates next to them, basically some. Other things I liked about it, I like the Noivern for the fast Tailwind. I love Glim, right? Again, kind of similar to the whole Cybertron thing. I think all of his Pokemon are very good. I think his Trick Room mode is exceptional, right? I think his Tailwind Trick Room mode is really good, right? Because you have Trevenant, Primarina, Hariyama for Trick Room, even Mamoswine to an extent, and Venonat. And then on the flip side for Tailwind, Primarina, Hariyama, Mamoswine, even Trevenant all work as well. I think Glim is really nasty with potentially Mortal Spin next to Harvest, Trevenant subbing and Leech Seeding and doing things like that. Meteor Beam offensively next to Tailwind is really good. Again, his worst Pokemon, and obviously, yes, he can Terra Normal Boom Burst next to Trevenant. No worries, friend. No one dropped Duraludon. The biggest thing that Wolf's team is like, why, is literally this fake Pikachu. Now, look, I'm not a hater of Pikachus. One of my favorite Pikachu forms, we call it Snake. This is my favorite Pikachu form. Togedemaru. Because, let me put it in Natdex real quick so you can actually see. Because it has access to Fake Out. That's Facade, or Facade if you're educated. But it has access to Fake Out, right? It has Encore. You have Spiky Shield. You have Electroweb, you have Nuzzle. Like, this mon is perfect, right? Most Pikachus have access to Fake Out, right? Pikachu, you get Fake Out, right? You get your little Fake Out. Okay. Pachirisu, you get your little, this one has a Fake Out, but it has Follow Me, which is, again, the big thing. So you either get Fake Out, Follow Me. Most of them had Follow Me as well going back. But let's look at this Pokemon. Look at it holding its tail like it's a Pokemon. That's cute. It's like, no, Joey, don't go too hard on me. All right, so its abilities for VGC. Do you have Lightning Rod like all your other guys? No. You got Pickup. Just pick up your shit and go. Just take all your shit and go. That's what it's saying with this, right? You got Plus. I'm sorry, but nobody's drafting this mon. Nobody is drafting this mon. And with a Plus mon next to it. Maybe you can get with Toxtricity. If Wolfie ends up dropping this might be you, Uzi. And then Cheek Pouch. Cheek Pouch is really interesting. It does get entrainment. Cheek Pouch is really interesting. I think you can get away with Cheek Pouch. Like a little citrus. Get a little bit back. I don't think making this Pokemon bulkier does much. Its biggest value is that it's an electric type that's for Wolfie's team, which I think he wanted it. It has a good speed tier, right? It has a good speed tier, but it's very weak. You have your Electroweb support. You have your Dazzling Gleam. You don't get Fake Out. You don't get Follow Me. You get Nuzzle. You're just not bringing much to this team, right? Don't say, oh, gets Helping Hand. Everything in their mom gets Helping Hand. Entrainment to give something cheap out is good. Hello, Gator. I think this is... Light Skin can be good. I just think if he's wasting a turn to bring this... If he's wasting a turn to bring this mon, his team just is worse. In my opinion. Super Fang's fine, right? Things like that, but it just doesn't have like... It doesn't have like the defensive capabilities of Togedemaru. It doesn't have the ability that actually benefits being next to an electric type and stuff like that. It's just, is Emolga worse? Low-key, Emolga might be better. And I'm not hating just to hate. Amalgam might be better because it gets Tailwind. Like, low-key, Amalgam might just be better just because it gets Tailwind. Because it has the exact same thing. It's also... It's Tailwind. It gets Super Fang too. No, it doesn't. It's what was it? Oh, it gets Nuzzle and it gets Encore for fast, like things like that. So Amalgam might actually be better. Like low-key. Who cares? That mon's not in the game. I probably would be dissing that thing right now too if he had that. Amalgam gets Acro too. Wait, I love Togedemaru. I have Togedemaru in a different draft. It's on my aim plus. I literally love Togedemaru. Yeah, he did. He said basically he got it for that part. I think his offenses. Wolf is watching his back like, bro, stop talking about this trash mon. I know it's trash. He's watching his back. He was like, when you treated me, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go live at 12:30. I love more Pico in singles. I said, I want to go live like at 12:30. He's like, darn, I'm gonna be sleeping. Wolfie has a hard bedtime, guys. 12 o'clock. If you ever want to contact Wolfie at 12:01, he's done. He's offline. I love the fake out synergy next to this. I think the Ding gets traded away frame 1. Fake out next to any of these offensive ones. Psycho. There's not really much you can do with the recycle niche though. In my opinion for this. I think Wolf is a phenomenal battler. I don't think that. I know Wolf is a phenomenal battler, right? There's not a think. Think was the wrong thing. He is a great battler. He has a great mind for VGC, but his draft mind is also super good. If you're faster, Loggy. So I'm excited to see how he uses it. Again, the main modes he's going to be doing is Trick Room and Tailwind, right? A spot throw I think is really good too. You can either throw off Raw Hypnosis if you have to. Or you can, obviously, I think the big one is Lumina Crash next to like something like a special attacker like Primarina. Or Noivern, because getting that guaranteed special defense drop is kind of crazy. Recycle plus Jaboka Berry. That's one of my favorite items. Like Sai Papa. One of my favorite berries. The person, you see him? That's amazing, Jalej. He is tall. I will say though, I do not think from a look point, the team is in the best. I think from a look point, I don't think the team is in the best. I don't think it's anywhere near like Aaron's on like preview the modes he has. I still think the mons are good. This is how I mean, like if you look at any one of my drafts, this is literally how I draft, right? Teams that I think I can make good and work no matter what. That's what makes the team more terrifying. I agree, especially with him as a player, but I put him as good. Argonaut acts like Incineroar with extreme speed, no fake out, things like that. I think there's a lot of scary things here. I think Rage Powder next to Combine Store Power Spother is very scary. I just don't think it's in the best. It's a very good team. I know Wolf is going to play it very well, right? That's not... He's a good player, right? It's not. It's just... There's no, like... It's just solid Pokemon all around. Except for one little electric rodent. It looks like Wolf has 5 less points than everyone else. I think that's a big way to say it. Like, at preview, it doesn't look like it's crazy. But, like, I know Glamour is crazy. I know Primarina is crazy. I know Hariyama is crazy. I know Espat is crazy. These are all mons, like, if I was playing in draft, I was like, man, why do they have this Pokemon? You know? Specifically in singles draft. Uzi, tell me not. You're playing singles draft, and you notice your opponent has Mamoswine, Glamour, Primarina. You're like, damn, man. I can't switch into any of these mons. These are literally the go-to, I can't switch into mons. Mamoswine, Primarina more than Glamour, obviously. But... like, Mamoswine is like, this is the mon I do not want to switch into. It's a little bit different when it comes to VGC, obviously. I have 2 on the field, but I think it's a really good team. It's a really good Trick Room. I think it's a really good Tailwind. I don't think it's the best. And that's why I'm putting it in good. Let's talk about the immunity idols. Mount. All right, so first 3 picks, beautiful. The Dane H train is insane. First 3 picks are beautiful, right? I think Illumise is basically budget Whimsicott. Sure. It's pretty expensive Whimsicott. I think the... oh, I got a text message. Hold up. Oh. Didn't see. Hold up, maybe. Okay. I think the first 2 picks are beautiful, right? You got your Trick Room, you got your Sun, you got Oranguru. I think Illumise is... good for his team. You got your Tailwind mode, which will make Blood Moon be good. You have your Thunder Wave. You have your Prankster Sunny Day if you need to. et cetera, et cetera. If you fight Rain like my team, I mean, everybody's fighting everybody, right? So I think that's fine. Scraggy is a goated pick for Trick Room. But the coaching is kind of weird on this team. If I ignore, if I can't see the bottom Pokemon, right? If I can't see the bottom Pokemon, the rest of the Mons that Mount has left, Scraggy is a beautiful pick for this team, right? It doesn't let Shady, who in my opinion likes Scraggy more, it doesn't let Shady get Scraggy, right? I think Shady actually likes Scraggy more, even though he has Scrafty. But in terms of value pick, Shady would like it more, right? But Scraggy's a beautiful pick for Trick Room. It's very slow, has coaching, endeavor, fake out, yada, yada, yada. Super Fang. So it actually does damage. But like the coaching aspect is kind of wasted here. You'll get the defense on your special attackers, which will let them live more, I suppose. Which is good on like AV, Blood Moon, and things like that. But it's kind of weird, in my opinion. It's probably a snipe pick. I think he got Scraggy early. I don't think it was a snipe pick at all. I love the Blaziken and I love Executor. These two, I love this. Because this gives you fast mode to abuse Sun. And this gives you Trick Room Abuser with Harvest. Or Chlorophyll Abuser fast. So I love those two modes. Caparajah, I think he just wanted a physical attacker, which honestly he kind of desperately needed, right? Like he has Blaziken, but Caparajah next to Scraggy actually is real under Trick Room. Copper, I wish Copper didn't lose Power Whip though this generation, but it still has Heat Crash, which is cool. Not having Power Whip is so whack. Also Steel, but you do have Steel Play Rough and everything like that too. You can coaching through Blaziken's Protect, I guess, on the last turn of Trick Room, which is fine too. I don't know. I just don't like it as much because Blaziken Scraggy as a lead doesn't feel very strong. Because it doesn't have the burst damage of Oranguru or Saluna. You know what I mean? Torkoal, because you're hitting both Pokemon at once. Whereas in this case, you're getting Intimidate off, yeah, and a potential Fake Out or anything like that. But you're not doing much else outside of that. I do think the Fake Out next to Swords Dance, Sash, could be very strong too. I mean, look at the draft analysis and it ended up binging a bunch of draft videos. Okay. No problem, no problem. This guy's a bit weird because he has Blaziken kind of redundant. Exactly. Like, I think for the Trick Room team in general, Scraggy's good, but I don't think, like, it's necessary. And kind of similar with, like, Sentret. I know he wanted Skiploom, and I think Skiploom would have been really cool for him because it gives him the Sun, fast Tailwind, but also kind of, like, competing with Illumise. But he got sniped by Uzi. And I just feel like Raichu is, like, he had Electivire at first, but then he dropped it for Raichu during Grace. Yeah, taking it to deny him is cool. Instruct next to Torkoal and Ursaluna are amazing, right? I feel like this team would have been so good with Lilligant, though. I really feel like he should have tried to fit Lilligant on this team. Lilycole would have given him the fast Torkoal without having to worry about Tailwind. Bulldoze with Weakness Policy is alright. Yeah, that sounds cool. I think Lilycole would have been really cool, though. I wouldn't drop Blaziken for Lily, to be honest. And I also think, like, the Follow Me aspect that he got rid of, because he has double Fake Out. I think the Follow Me aspect would have been better too. It's literally missing Lilligant, right? He has Follow Me from Sentret. But, like, Sentret's going to be running Focus Sash, Follow Me, and you get up Trick Room, and then what? Hey, fam, I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing all right too. Thank you, fam. It's just weird. I really, really like the offensive pressure of Ursaluna, Torkoal, or Oranguru. Right? I think it does. Raichu doesn't get Follow Me anymore. No, it only got Follow Me in that Dex. It doesn't get Follow Me right now, which is really unfortunate. Like, there's just mons I don't like on this team, right? I don't like Sentret too much. I know he just wanted the value. I think Scraggy makes sense on Trick Room, as I mentioned, but I feel like it's just, it doesn't have the teammates to really benefit. Like, you'll see Scraggy on teams with, like, in VGC with Calyrex Ice, right? Because it's slower, you get the coaching off. You can Super Fang and do things like that. I do think the Fake Out next to Super Fang is really good next to Torkoal, though. Don't get me wrong on that. I think that's a really cool combo for him, too. What does Raichu do other than Para? It's Lightning Rod for the team, and it gives him Fake Out support. That's a big one. Doesn't have Follow Me anymore, but it's Lightning Rod, Electro Web, etc., etc. His team doesn't really benefit too much from Electro Web, though, because he has really slow, but they're good under Tailwind, so I guess it's okay. Illumise, again, just felt like a value pick. I feel like there's a... Eruption does hit both opponents, yes, as does Heat Wave. It's very strong into that. I don't know. There's just a few things that I feel like it's missing, right? I think it's leaning too hard into Sun. Maybe that's it. It feels like it's leaning too hard into Sun. Into Sun. Like even like an Ndidi would have been cool here because because Ndidi is available, guys, by the way. But he spent so many points early. If we actually look at the draft itself, he spent so many points early, which kind of like messed him up. And the reason it was 14. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like a budget Whimsicott. It's like it's a Whimsicott, but like you're getting it for like you're still paying too much, man. Lightning Rod doesn't protect much on his team at all either. That's one thing. I don't like Raichu too much. I like the Electivire for the stronger Follow Me plus actual like offensive stats that he would have had before, but Evire was pretty expensive. I think Orb Copperage is good. I think Copperage is fine, right? But if I actually look at the draft board at 7, and do we have anything else that benefits from him? He wanted the Steel type. Is Ndidi male still like 15? That's the thing, right? So like we have Ndidi female 18, right? I think other Ndidi was actually still. Where's Ndidi? Ndidi male 17 though. Ugh. He couldn't afford this if he wanted to, man. Like you get your expanding force option, and it does still have Trick Room, but I kind of would have liked the side spam option on it though. But obviously Shady kind of took everything he wants. I love Sun mode. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love the Sun mode. I love the first 4. I just don't think the abusers of it are that great. I'm still a fan of Executor. I love Blaziken Copperajah. It's just weird. Yeah, I think yeah, that's a big one. I think he spent a lot on the first. I think the first 3 picks are perfect though. Don't get me wrong. Oranguru, Torkoal, Ursaluna is beautiful, right? That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I do think there also would have been. He would have gone for Ndidi if it was still available at that point. Obviously, that was round 3, right? And Ndidi was taken by Shady round 2, so there was no way he can get it. This is 100% a pick you want to get. I low-key wouldn't be surprised if he changes up the Trick Room a little bit to go less Torkoal mode. Sorry, I'm trying to find the... we have these all over here. To go less Torkoal mode. And then have more physical offense, like outside of Torkoal, right? But excuse me, outside of like Blaziken and Copperajah, because Copperajah needs... This is like hard. It's obviously Tailwind mode because of Illumise, and obviously Blood Moon gets it too, but it's just weird. Like imagine this was Blood Moon Golden Go plus Illumise. Beautiful, right? Because you get the Tailwind. You basically have your Whimsicott Golden Go. It's the standard one. What do you really do against threatening ground types if you only have 1 resist? Yeah, you Terra. You basically Terra. Is there a cheaper alternative to Illumise? I think it's Volbeat. But Volbeat's worse. I think it's Tailwind though. What is it missing? It still has Encore. I think the cool thing about Volbeat would have been like Tail Glow Pass. Though. I don't know. I'm not even trying to hate. I just feel like these 2 are good, but I think this is a solid. Right? I think it's solid. I think there's a lot of holes. I don't think it's that hard to shut down his Trick Room Tailwind mode. What does Volbeat even have Prankster? You know, the little fly, you know, the little fireflies. Not zzz, but they'd be like flashing, little tricks. I don't know what the hell, man. I don't know what Pokemon does this stuff for. I just play the game and I love it. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Right now, I'm putting it here. I could probably move it up to here later, but as a baseline, I think it goes here, in my opinion. As a baseline, I think it goes here. What's my team? We're gonna in like after James's, we'll show mine's off as well. All right, we're gonna take a 3-minute break so I can go say goodnight to my wifey. Everybody go get some snacks or whatever. Or do whatever you gotta do. Use the bathroom. I'm just gonna go say goodnight to the wifey and I'll be right back. Okay. And then again, if you want the fan doc, they're pinned. They're in the description as well. And make sure you check out every single one of the coaches. So give me like 3 minutes. Just gonna go upstairs and say goodnight to her. I'll be right back. Thank you for waiting, chat. I appreciate it. On one setup, pursuing Typhlosion choice specs next to real talk. Sorry, just to go back to like mount stuff. I low-key wouldn't mind a version of his team that had a Typhlosion over like eruption spam next to it, you know? Like double eruption. Like things like that I think would be really cool. All right. Damn, I'm out. I'm out of everything. All right, next team. Jubilife Piplups. Can't believe Wolf did not know how that was pronounced. Where's James? Do you have a personal favorite Pokemon related achievement? I got all the Pokemon in the Pokedex of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. That's my favorite one. And my official. All right, I'm gonna be real. I love James's team. Yawn should be a sound-based move. I absolutely love James's team, right? I think Ape next to Alolan Ninetales is sick. I think the one thing James's team is, yeah, he said Jubilife. I think the one thing that James's team is missing is beat up. Crocodile doesn't get beat up. He can bullet see what Hydrapple into Ape, but I think Ape is at its strongest when it beats up, right? Ape is at its strongest when you have an option. So one thing I would like to see on James's team is beat up, potentially a Sneasel. I think also Poltergeist would be really good on his team. Deoxys Speed, Petrunt. For those that have no idea, basically. He does have Icicle Spear, but I don't like that as much because you can't control how many it does unless you do loaded dice. I don't like that as much, whereas beat up would go, you know, as many as you can. Ace doesn't beat up. Nope. Nobody has beat up in this gen. Fur has Fury Swipe, so you can terrestrialize, but Ace does not have beat up. And again, Crocodile unfortunately lost beat up this generation, which really sucks. But I would like the beat up mode. I do think his team is actually strongest with Final Gambit. I think his team really benefits. I love the Veil version from James. I think Veil plus like he has a lot of good setup, right? Hey fam. I know it's gonna be a good one. He has a lot of really good. What up, JD on Twitch? How are you? He has a lot of really good setup. He does have Scale Shot as well. Scale Shot can also miss, right? But Ninetales, Veil, Ninetales going for that is fine. Maybe I'm very partial to Sneasel, but I think Sneasel's very cheap. It's like 6 points, and it could have given him Fake Out next to Beat Up and stuff like that too. I think Ninetales is amazing. I'm not saying get rid of Ninetales. I'm thinking for something like a lower tier on it. But I think the big thing that James's team is so nice of, you never know if it's going to be Bulk Up Ape, which he can get rid of a lot of. This is James. He can get rid of. Can you explain what Breaker's Blastoise is enabling? I'll get to it. I'll get to it, right? Once I'll go through all the mons in almost order. But Dualgen's too much expensive. You can't. Dualgen's too cheap. It was 1 point. He literally couldn't get Sneasel over it. The big thing about his team is that it really benefits from Veil and Final Gambit Ape, but you don't know if he's going to be running Bulk Up Ape under Veil or like that. You can also do Icy Wind next to Bulk Up Ape as well, which is going to be really nice for him too. Unfortunately, Ninetales does not get Frost Breath, so you can't even do anything with Anger Point Crocodile. That is the first thing we looked at when we were streaming, myself and Wolf, on this. I love the Kilowattrel pick. It was actually a big snipe. I did want Kilowattrel on one version of my teams. The Weather Ball I think is really cool. The Fast Electro Web. The Tailwind plus Charge because it gives itself a charge boost. Competitive, being able to abuse Intimidate I think is really nice too. I think that's particularly really good into Necra, who has double Intimidators. Crook is such a great Pokemon. Intimidate, fantastic move pool. Really unfortunate that's missing Beat Up too. But I think like, again, he has such great setup under Veil, right? Bulk Up Ape, which I think he can literally run the OU set of Bulk Up Chesto Resto, which is something I did under screens. Good night, fam. I know, fam. Bulk Up Ape next to Veil, next to screens is disgusting. I think that's one thing that could be crazy with Alolan Ninetales Icicle Spearing, right? You get at the Veil, you Bulk Up Ape, you Icicle Spirit, and you just attack. You Icy Wind. So I love that combo. I think those two are insanely strong. I think that was a beautiful pick from him. I actually would have loved to see like a Baxcalibur or anything on this team too, to be honest. Blastoise did have Follow Me back before. It doesn't have it anymore. It's actually insane. I have it in a National Dex. So if you guys don't know, this is my channel, pokeaimMD, but I do have the Pokeaim Plus channel where I'm in several other draft leagues for Showdown. And also I upload other additional content every single day, right? So you got 2 videos a day. And it's additional content. It's not always like content repurposed. I have a Blastoise in a draft league, and that mon is insane. Shout out to Nolan. It does not. It's named after Nolan in my chat. It's insane with Fake Out, Follow Me, Muddy Water, coming our way. No, 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 chimp. That is not what I say. But I love that, though. I think that Cinderace is also a really good enabler. I think Fast Whip is good. I think a Fast Fire type is really good, too. I love the Pyro Ball. Obviously, the Libero as well. I think you could do really cool things with Low Sweep as well into, like, Crook. Loki would love to see War Turtle, so Blastoise get higher base speed stats, sweeping threats. I think the big one is that Blastoise can Shell Smash. I think Blastoise is a great pick, especially for the value that he played. You can't even run Beat Up. Nah, there's no Beat Up for Crocodile. It doesn't learn Beat Up anymore. I think one of the big things is that Blastoise was actually not that expensive. It was only 10 points, right? So for a 10-point mon, you get Insane Bulk, you get Muddy Water Icy Wind, right? You have a Shell Smash Sweeper. I think the biggest thing about Blastoise being a Shell Smash Sweeper is that that's your Fake Out mon, right? So you're not having Fake Out next to it. But you have Veil and you have potential Follow Me from Fur as well. I don't know yet, Toby, because we haven't really been, no uploads came out yet. Flip Turn is cool as well for like AV sets, so Fake Out, Muddy Water, Flip Turn. I think also Side Flip turning into Annihilate is a really good combo too, and getting a lot of value out of that. I love Blastoise. Roar as well for Anti-Trick Room or Dragon Tail, exactly. Not Dragon Tail, Roar. But the other things I think are really cool are like Shell Smash Blizzard without having to worry about missing. So I think Blastoise is really, really nice. Other combos that I think that James can get away with just his team in general, and this is just, I mean, I want to do this in the draft league, but I never did it. But I think James can easily get away with it. Is like Cinderace, right? You run Fling, you run Salac Berry, and you run Annihilate with Terra Ghost, Weakness Policy. And when you do this, it gets the boost, it gets the Rage, it gets its Rage Fist to 100 base power, you get the speed boost from Salac Berry, and you get the +2 from Weakness Policy. So I think that's a very real combo, and you also have to fear, that is a real, very, very real combo, and you also have to fear the Final Gambit, so you don't know what's going to happen, right? Now, this is a combo that's only going to work one game, but that's all it needs to work. That's all it needs to work is one game. I was trying to bring this the entire draft league, by the way. I just never did it. And, like, it's really strong for Ape. So Ape mode, I think, is insane here. Ape can do Final Gambit, Ape can do Bulk Up, Ape can do Resto Chesto, Ape can do the Weakness Policy stuff. That set in particular, I think, is extremely strong because you don't know what it's going to do, right? In game one, I think that's insane. Even if you leave Ape at home game one and bring game two, I think that's a guaranteed Ape destruction, right? Because you can also just run insane bulk on the Ape because you get a speed boost. Ape has a good speed tier, right? Not a lot of mons are going to be faster than a +1, even if you have neutral speed. Like, even if you don't run much, not a lot of mons are going to be faster than that, right? Only, like, Pokemon like Dragapult, which is the only fast mon drafted, will naturally outspeed this thing by a couple points. Oh, wait, it won't even. Shit. It's 220. Yeah. Base 90 is really, really good. Well, it's at 1.5. What I'm talking about, it's 1.5. It's 110 times 1.5. So, no, it would actually outspeed. It's not double. I'm thinking about Tailwind. But, yeah. So, like, you don't need a lot of speed, which means you can get away with a lot of the HP. On this guy, you don't need a lot of attack because you're getting +2, and you're going to have that. So, I love the Ape version. I love Blastoise. I love the enabling of Blastoise. I think Hydropple's perfect for his team. As you can see by his team, fast or generally fast Pokemon, right? This is a good way to put it as well. Shout out, obviously we have the week 3 matchups here because we're up to week 3, but there's no scores. I will be updating these scores every week. But he has a relatively fast team, right? If you look above Blastoise, everything is relatively fast. Spreadsheet's nice, you can use it. Fandoc is right above or in the description if you're watching the video later. So everything's relatively fast. What do you want to do? You want Hydrople. Hydrople is perfect for Trick Room. Not only is Hydrople perfect for Trick Room for the team because it's slower than base 50s, which is the most common tier. Look at both of the Ursalunas. They're both base 50 and 52. Hydrople is base 44. There's only like one Pokemon I think drafted besides Torkoal that is slower than that, and that's my Rhyperior if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, my Rhyperior is base 40. Hydrople is slower. Threatens both of those mons of Grass Knot. But the other cool options are Super Sweet Syrup. So when you come in, you can lower the accuracy, allowing Hurricane, Kilowattrel, Gunk Shot, Cinderace, Pyro Ball, etc., etc. Things like that. Gunk Shot, Annihilate. Annihilate's perfect in draft because you can run whatever it wants. I'm very passionate about these Pokemon because I've used them a lot. And I love the Hydrople. Hydrople can also side Bullet Seed, Ape, But the big one is also Pollen Puff, and Pollen Puff is obviously amazing with one of the things that James didn't have, what is the Assault Vest with Pollen Puff. You can still actually go for it. And then, of course, you have your Fickle Beam, like, oh man, I'm going to randomly be 160 base power instead of 80. Like, what the hell? I think I barely used that move this season. And I think the big one is, like, obviously you have Earth Power and things like that, and Giga Drain and whatever the hell you want to run. But I think Hydrapple makes so much use of Terra. It's kind of a Terra hog when it comes to draft because of what it's weak to. But with Veil, he might not find it being a Terra hog. I found it to be a Terra hog, but I just like, oh, you want to take my Terra? Take it, right? I found it to be a Terra hog, but it was just so good at doing that because it just made Hydrapple unkillable. Dragon Cheer is always something he could do too, yeah. You do some Dragon Cheer next to some Mon. Really fun set with that. Like, why the hell not? I obviously drafted Ferret before too. Oh, I mean, Hydrapple in general can deal with Dozo anyway. Like, especially next to, like, another Trick Room Mon, because Yawn, like, big one's Yawn as well. What does Crocodile run with these? I think his Crook is just going to be some sort of Intimidate plus, like, damage. That's literally it. I think it's just Intimidate plus damage. I don't think there's any reason to. Like, you can run Bulk Up under Veil or Bulldoze for, like, some side weakness policies and stuff like that. But that's about it. Breaking Swipe to lower it. Leer is really interesting, too. Next to, like, Ape, because Crocodile is faster than Ape. So, there's some options like that as well. Duosion. Oh, Duosion is actually crazy. We'll talk about Duosion as well. So Duosion gives him his Trick Room mode, right? We talked about having a mode for anti-Trick Room. We'll skip for a second. And we actually give him his Trick Room mode. So Duosion has the same special attack as Reuniclus, if you guys didn't know. 125, and Reuniclus has 125. And Duosion is technically, from the raw stats with Eviolite, technically bulkier, but HP is what throws it off, right? The HP is what ends up throwing it off. But like if you 1.5 these, technically about the same, / bulkier on SpDef. But then it's the HP that throws it off, right? So Reuniclus ends up taking it more anyway. But Duosion gives you some cool options because Duosion obviously into size spam, it can run Expanding Force. It also still has Shadow Ball. It gives you Trick Room as well. Big one is Trick Room option. There's some fun stuff you can do too. You can probably get away with like 40 base attack, Gyro Ball on a weakness policy on like a Terra set from one of these mons as well. You can definitely get away with that too. But the big one's gonna be Trick Room first team. Yep, Trick Room fast encore as well. Obviously, hey Fi. Just fun options like that, and also just Charm spam. It can Imprison. It can Iron Defense. It's the mon that can actually do some stuff. So, and that's ally switch too. So I think Duosion's a very good value pick for his team because I feel like he got super top heavy, right? And like he kind of did like Wolf, where he got like, but Wolf he got one extremely broken mon in Annihilate. Like Annihilate, our Child, are probably, in my opinion, the two best mons in the draft. Just as saying, sorry for the skipping, for you. I'm just excited. Don't worry, I love this mon too. I'm a big Duosion fan. I've had it in draft. But I think the other big thing that we have to talk about is Ferret, right? Ferret is gives him Frisk, so he sees the items, and it's Follow Me. And why is Follow Me important? Well, Follow Me is important because it gives Reveroom the ability to set up. It gives Annihilate the ability to set up. It gives Blasters the ability to set up. I think Reveroom, yes, we do have to talk about Ferret. It's a good mon. Stop hating. Stop hating. I think Reveroom is extremely good, in my opinion. I think Reveroom, I think this giving it, he just needs a little bit, right? Because Blasphemous Muddy Water hits both. Reveroom is actually strong as hell. It's so strong at base 119. Has good moves too. Temper Flare, Highest Power, etc., etc. Yeah, Imprison Chicken is really nice for Duosion. He literally can bring it if he wants to. It's good anti. Reveroom literally gets so much. He gets Pardon Shot. It can get Toxic if he wants to. It can Haze too. There's so much Reveroom can do. Hey, Mort, how are you, buddy? I love the Reveroom for his team. There's no pick on his team I don't like. Are we winning? Oh, we're just kind of discussing. I don't think there's any pick on his team that I hate at all. I think they're all really unique. I think they're all really cool. And I think he can get away with a lot of stuff with this. Right? He has Tailwind. He doesn't have any Prankster Tailwind or anything like that, which a few teams are missing. For Mega Evolution win, that dude's still walking. He definitely deserves some sort of thing. I just think Ape Ninetales is so good, man. I think Ape Ninetales is so good. Like, if I really had to say. For me, this team is above Wolfie's. Or below Aaron's, in my opinion. I think Aaron's is better. Because Aaron's modes are all immediately pressuring, right? If Dozo comes out and Tatsugiri is out, immediately pressuring. Golden Goat, immediately pressuring. Slacking, immediately pressuring. This needs a little bit of setup, which is why I put it behind. But I either put it, again, above Wolf or below Aaron. Either way, it's going to be below Aaron, right? But that's how I do it. Mega Blaster's definitely been insane with Shell Smash, so I think it's that. So it's definitely one of these for me, and it kind of just depends on this. Alright, so now I have to be partial to mine. So I'll talk about, like, what people don't like on my team. Alan Mola. Listen, man. Let me tell you about Alan Mola, okay? I got Alan Mola because I want the side scale shot or Chaladon, outspeed it, and then go for soak to make the opponent I'm fighting water type so I can electro shot. And then I also want the side pain split, and I also want the healing wish and then wish support. Thank you, Miyako. Thank you. My second pick was Poltergeist. It was a mon that people actually wanted, and I think it's a good mon, period. I think Rhyperior is amazing on the Trick Room. I think my Trick Room mode, Rhyperior Poltergeist is really good. I think Poltergeist next to Archaladon is really good. I think Basket Legion Pelipper is tried and true, period. Period good. Poltergeist is amazing with the Insane Ball. I agree. I think Poltergeist is really good. I got Meowstic early, kind of like an enabler for like Fake Out plus screens. Kind of like my budget Whimsicott with Fake Out. T-Wave though, instead of that. I do love Poltergeist. It's a cool mon. My 2-pointers are definitely questionable. I think Substriker just gives me the electric type I wanted, but if you look at most of the teams, you don't actually need an electric type in my opinion. You gonna talk about Comfy in this? No, I'll talk about it by week 3 because that's when those trades don't go into effect till week 3. We're not even in week 1 technically. I did make trades, guys. I made trades for technically half my team, and it's not because I didn't like my Pokemon. It's because this might be my last draft league for this year, so I wanted to use Pokemon I haven't used. That was basically it. I think Greninja is really, really, really cool. I'm excited about Gren. I think Pelipper is what makes Archaladon... Well, Archaladon and Pelipper is what makes Archaladon 20 points. It might be my last draft league for this year. This draft league ends in, like, December. Oh, not my last draft league. You're crazy. I unfortunately cannot use Battle Bond in this. I was trying my... Damn, everybody was scared about that. I was trying my best to get away with Greninja, Ash Greninja, Battle Bond Greninja. This ends in November, bro. Psh, maybe for you. For the winner, it goes to December. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're probably right. It does end in November. If Champions comes out in January, obviously, then... Nah, we love that confidence. I was just messing around. I think Greninja is really cool for the team. Besides the side water shuriken for obviously boosting our Chaladon, it has just a great speed tier. I was trying really hard to get Ash Battle Bond Greninja legal because it's technically not legal in Regulation H, but that's just because of the way it works. But we can do our own rules for this, right? But they were like, nah, you can't. But Protean's obviously really cool. It doesn't learn map block anymore, which is really unfortunate. So I can't like protect my mon while attacking. But I still like Gren's speed tier. I like Haze, Dark Pulse, Grass Knot. The game plan for Meowstic is just basically easier for Prankster. Now I do have double Prankster and I do have double Eviolite, which is probably one of the downsides of my team. And if I'm not running Eviolite on, like, it's hard to bring Riolu plus Poltergeist, which is something I definitely admit. But I think that Riolu giving me, I mean, Basket Legion, guys, Basket Legion broken, right? Our Chaladon and Basket Legion are broken, period. I don't have to explain those mons, right? They're broken. Our Chaladon has 3 broken abilities, right? Stalwart, obviously Stamina and Sturdy, all broken. Basket Legion has Swift Swim and Adaptability, all broken, right? Pelipper enables both of them, it's broken. I think coaching Riolu just enables Basket Legion, enables our Chaladon to be hard to kill, even if it's not using that attack raise, and enables Rhyperior specifically in my mode. Now, the thing about the enabling Rhyperior is that it's hard to bring Riolu, Poltergeist, plus Rhyperior unless I'm running Focus Sash Riolu, right? So it kind of takes away the bulk of Riolu. But Rhyperior, one coaching is kind of just a demon. Yeah, map block is completely removed for no reason. I have no idea why. What Terra type do you think you'll run on Rhyperior? For the most part, things like grass probably make a lot of sense for my team. Fly might be something else as well. I think the cool thing as well about Stalwart plus Lightning Rod is that I can ignore my Lightning Rod on Rhyperior. Rhyperior is really cool because you can't go for electric types for free into it, so because of Lightning Rod. So Stalwart lets me ignore my own Lightning Rod and then attack with it too. Again, the lower, I think Poltergeist is perfect, by the way. Anybody who says Poltergeist is bad, just refer to them to my SPL season playoffs games versus James. The things this Mon did were evil. Also, literally all my games versus James, actually. Poltergeist is one better. So this is doubles? Yes, this is VGC. Again, the lower point of my team is definitely Substriker, Alan Mola. While it does give me a fast electric type, if you look at all the teams, if you look at every single one of the teams, Substriker doesn't have a lot of value in most matchups. Not good in the Shady. Necra, I mean, if I use Terra Blast Ice, sure. Not really good into Wolfie. Not amazing into James, because I'm not trying to Electro Web Annihilate, you know what I mean? Has I Drapple. It's alright into Aaron, but not really. It's not good into Mount. So, like, the value pick from it, I understand. It definitely brings down the team. But Substrike is also the whole reason why I ended up doing VGC. Smirgle's good. It's not as good in draft, because it's easier to, like, prep for, but it's good. What up, Shizzy? How you doing, buddy? We're doing rankings right now of drafts. Substriker is decent versus my team. I will say that Mon's good into my team. And essentially with Lightning Rod Substriker as well is really interesting too. But I already have it on Rhyperior, so it's like not really necessary. So that's definitely a low point. I think Aloe Mola is a low point if you don't know like what Aloe wants to do. Yeah, there's very little electric types around, and there's very little electric types that are actually that strong into it. I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing really well, man. We gotta do something. We gotta play some games soon. You missed last time, so you gotta hop in. We just chopped it up for like an hours last time, I think. Play some golf. We were just talking. When you're thinking, maybe we could talk something like next week. I don't mind trying to schedule with the guys. I'm down. I think Poltergeist gives me the value, but I don't rate my team extremely high because there's obvious flaws, right? What people are gonna run Sunny Day into me, period. This is my first time ever drafting weather. People are gonna run Sunny Day into me, period. That stuff is just gonna happen. I can't do nothing about that. People are going to run Terra Grass. Now I think people better bet we plant something in the server. Yeah, bro. I'll leave a message then tomorrow. Subject does give me Sap Sipper, but like, who cares about that, right? There's Golduck also high. Just found you. What up? Golduck was actually something I was thinking about. Poliwrath was also something I was thinking about, and because I did make changes by week 3 because I wanted to use new Pokemon. Not because I hated my team, by the way. I love my team. I love all these picks. I got everything I wanted. Obviously, Kilowatcher was sniped. I did want a Kilowatcher version as well. Disabling Urchin right now before our game so that I get the forfeit win. But yeah, there's a lot of value from it. Do I think it's the best team out there? Absolutely not. Do I think it's a solid team? I think the nature of just having our Chaladon, Pelipper, Basculegion makes the team minimum second tier. Minimum. In my opinion. I think it's minimum good. I have my strong Trick Room mode. Poltergeist, Rhyperior. Poltergeist supports everything. Riolu also supports. I do think these are my 2 weaker ones. I'll go as far to say I think it's a better team than Wolfie's. Because our Chaladon is literally top 1 or top 2 best Pokemon in this draft. Next to Annihilate. Above Ursaluna. That's where I'd go with my team personally. I'd go right here. I don't think it's in best at all. I think there are some flaws. What up, Smiley? But I also think that it's a strong team. I'm trying my best not to be biased of it. I was just telling you what my mons are good. But anyway. I think Blursa is the best mon in this format. Faye. I really think it's Ape. Do you think you're not going to bring a child on any matches? Like any of their teams really strong against it? I think it's impossible to be too good into our Chaladon where it's bad. I think it's too... Ape is broken. I think if James had gotten Poltergeist, oof, Poltergeist was Veil. Why'd you put yourself in good tier? I'm late. Go back, Travis. Good to see you, buddy. All right, Shady Penguin. Okay. I love the synergy of everything on top Drifblim, Armor Rouge. And I love the value of Stantler. We be playing in December with that team? I'll try. I love the value of all these. I think Hisui and Braviary with Terra, it gives him a second size spam. I think Adidas Armor Rouge is obviously tried and true. Ursaluna, Earthworm, Scrafty, Drifblim have beautiful coverage. Just being able to click next to that. His logo, his new New York. Shout out to Diana. Like, thought did a really, really good job at this. I think Ape is slightly worse than Blursa. I've never seen a bad Blursa matchup, but definitely I've seen mid-Ape from Art, all these mons. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, I brought Ape every game of SPL. I've never seen a bad Ape matchup in my life. Ever. And I was fighting versus Enamoris. That's my guy. I think there's an Ape set to beat everything. Obviously, Ursaluna does one thing, but it does one thing really well. I think there's just an Ape set to beat everything, though. You just gotta find it. I don't care if they have 17 fairy types and they're all faster. I think Ape is just stupid. But I get it. It kind of also depends on support. I think if you get an extra Sinister Poltergeist, it's crazy. But yeah, I like his first 5 a lot. I like Drifblim a lot. I like Stantler. I think what Stantler provides him third Trick Room for his team. And the Intimidate, the value of Stantler is good. I'm not a huge Fungus fan. I'll be real. I'm not a huge Fungus fan. It's fine for 2 points, but I think that he's gonna value, like, it's gonna come to like one matchup, right? It's 2 points. It's 6 points. I apologize, Fungus. I was not familiar with the game. You know what it's gonna do, right? It's just worse than Mungus. It's still a good mon. Don't get me wrong. It's still a good mon with Eviolite. It's super slow. It's super slow. So I think the big thing that's what it has over Stantler's hella bulky with Intimidate plus Eviolite. Yeah, it's a great mon for his team. I think for 2 points, you got a lot of value out of that. Yeah, this mon's super slow, and you know exactly what it's going to do. It's going to Spore, but it's going to go full-on support, right? Pollen Puff, you probably see Clear Smog, and then you have Protect. It's not going to ever run no Sludge Bomb. Oh, Rage Powder. You might Rage Powder like this. It's not ever fitting Sludge Bomb at all. It's 55 base attack and special attack. This is what's going to run the whole time, right? Maybe Max Defense, and he's going to run into me to take my Wave Crash. This guy don't even look like it takes Wave Crash, I'm gonna be honest. It's VGC, yes. So I'm not a huge fan of the expensive Fungus, I think. I think it was a little bit too pricey for his draft. I think 6 points for Fungus is wild. Hopeless. Faye, what do you think about 6 points for Fungus? Who's my week 2 player? I play Necra week 2. What do you think about 6 point Fungus, Faye? This mon's good as hell. Really? For 6 points? For 6 points, Fungus is good as hell? It clutched up semis for my team. Oh, you're biased. Now, if you look at my team, you look at Fungus. Fungus looks amazing. Into my team, so don't look at my team. I think the Fungus matchup in me is actually good. I don't like Fungus, though. I actually think the rest of his team is really good into me, though. I think 6 points is still too much for this mon. 5 or 4, so we can actually have upgraded. Houndoom gives him a dark type, another dark type as well. It does exactly what you need it to do. It's just evenly bulky. I guess technically, you know, I can't hate on it, right? Because this is one of my favorite mons in the draft, and technically my favorite mon is not bulkier than it. It's Demon in Origins. When it gets after you, get that 15 speed after you. That's the big thing, right? Oh, 15 speed after you is actually crazy. That's fair. Yeah, my matchup versus Shady is actually not that great. But I don't like the 6 points for it. I think it was too much. I like Stantler. I like Armor Rouge. I like Drifblim. Houndoom, I'm a little iffy on in terms of the points as well. Let me look at this draft board. Houndoom was 3. I just feel like if he had just a little bit more. Progonal for Icy Wind support. Electro for Icy Wind. Veil. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it because yeah, he already has. Like, I think Fungus is going to be for like the opposing Trick Room matchup, which is what a big thing, right? Like, if everybody else had Trick Room, right? Fungus is good into Mount. All right, Mount, it's good into Mount. Though Mount's just going to tear up grass, ignore it, and Eruption. he doesn't need it for the opposing Trick Room matchup because his team is so slow. You know? You have double Intimidators as well for the physical attackers. You need Armor Rouge for sure into like that. I guess it's just so he can just spore Blood Moon, but your Ursaluna is slower than Blood Moon. So I don't know. I think that that's 6 points plus that Houndoom. He could have done more with those 8 points combined, in my opinion. I do like Shady's team. I love the synergy of Ursaluna, Earthworm, Drifblim. I love the side terrain plus like indeed. I love Hisuian Bravery. I think Hisuian Bravery is really good. I think it's really cheap too. I think Armor Rouge is great. I think Scrafty's great. I love the Stantler for the squad. I don't think he needed Fungus on his team. I think if he wanted a grass type, there were other options too. He had actually gotten Armor Rouge and he had changed it before too. If Cottony had Tailwind, I would put that on his team. I'll be honest, but it doesn't. But you have Drifblim for it as well. I think Drifblim is so perfect. I'm not a big fan of Houndoom on the squad. It gives him he already has special fire presence. Snarl, I guess, is cool. You can like beat up a weakness policy Armor Rouge. Maybe. I don't like Doom. And I have Mega Houndoom in a draft league, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love Mega Houndoom in a draft league. I love Mega Houndoom in a draft league. Yeah, I also agree. I think more offense, like I agree, his team definitely likes Terra Light. I think Indeedee Male, Agren, like you have your Follow Me, but I don't think you need Follow Me for this team. You have a lot of Fake Out, you have Intimidate, so I think you're always getting up Trick Room. I think Indeedee Male would have been nice for the Expanding Force. I agree, just to have more. Like triple Expanding Force is nasty. I just don't think Houndoom adds much to his squad. Like the Houndoom Fungus are kind of what throwing me out. No low kicks or Sableye. I don't think he would have low kicks because he has Indeedee Female and like the terrain and the kind of like anti-synergy for it. I wouldn't have hated Sneasel, but he doesn't really need it because he has the Scrafty. There's still Fake Out plus anything like that. I'm just trying to look because he has. I'm just trying to look for some options that I like in terms of like 6 and 8. Just some offense initially, I think would have been. Yeah, no, I think it's very Terra hungry as well. No one picked Hatterene. Hatterene's really expensive is the problem. That's the reason why nobody picked it. Look over here. It's all the way over here. It's 16 points. Nobody picked Farigarath either. Nobody picked half these mons. If I was to get rid of Fungus and Houndoom, I'd have 8 points to make some choices. I would definitely draft mons that don't need Terra to be broken initially. Armor Rouge is definitely one of them. Hisuian Braviary needs it for sure. I'm just trying to look at some other mons I kind of like. Unburden, Hitmonlee, Unburden, Sceptile would be something interesting too. I was looking at Sceptile because Sceptile's 4 points, which is pretty cheap. Sceptile's not terrible. Fast, can activate some weakness policies. Yeah. Initial just fast, unburdened stuff I think would have been really nice. Just that. Subtract a bit better. Stop it. Maybe H-Elect could have been good on that too. Ment's not even bad. It just wasn't drafted. It's just expensive. Yeah, that's the thing too, because his team is like, he has Driflin for the Unburden, but his speed tier, like I'm running Adamant and Modest and all mons into his team, right? There's no reason not to. I think that's also kind of why he got Houndoom for the speed tier. I just think that like Sceptile or something faster. Lee, I like the Lee as well. I like Sceptile. I like the everything else I think is good. Rather than Paradox mons, it's Regulation H. I think Indeedee Female could have been Indeedee Male again because it doesn't need Terra. Like you said, a lot of mons need Terra in this team, in my opinion. So I think it's a good team. I just think it needs some changes. Anything with just an initial punch that can do work without having Terra. Shoot, bro. Like even on the special side, like Claw Witcher low key, you know, something under Trick Room that could do stupid like that. Something that punches hard and has no switch-ins. Lee is something like that. Yep. And yeah, exactly. He would lose follow me with that. Loki, if he got Indeedee male, I think having the Rage Powder option would still not be terrible. But I just don't like that as much. Anyway, for that reason, I put Shady here. I think that Wolf is better. The Wolf's team is better. That being said, I don't think it's bad. I think all these guys are nice. I just think they're all Terra Hogs. Oh, if he could definitely adjust this to have Sneasler, 100%. And then do coaching next to Ursa, giving him fast mode, offensive punching, 100%. But you would have to like change so much in order to do that. Sneasler is 18 points. He would have to change so much. He might not even be able to afford that. Yeah, even something like that, Giratina could work too. Oh, not Baynet. Stop it. Faye tried to sell me on Baynet before. We are not Baynet believers here. We are not Baynet believers at all. No Baynet. No. All right, Necra. Can I be honest? This is my favorite team in the entire league. Not only is this team aesthetically pleasing, it is literally my favorite team in this entire league. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, I think it has beautiful synergy, right? It has beautiful synergy. So you have your Sand Veil plus Garchomp plus Sandrush Houndstone. Check. You have Gyarados is, known for being on sand. It's Gyarados, beautiful for Intimidate. Hitmontop, beautiful for Intimidate. I rate Scyther very highly. It just won a regional, but I also rate Scyther very highly in general. I think for the points, this is the one reason I think Necra got away with, like, she's just a thief. Scyther was 3 points. Her 3-pointers are phenomenal, right? Fletchinder is literally Talonflame Mini, and all you need to do is Tailwind once. You Tailwind once into SD Garchomp. You have the... Clefable is better than Clefairy in draft, period. Right? Because not only do you have the option of Follow Me, you can do Unaware. You don't have obviously you don't have the Frengar for your teammates, but you can do the Unaware. You can do really cool stuff like Magikarp Life Orb for actual threats. You can do Meteor Beam. I know my friend who has Clefable in a draft league, he would use a lot of Meteor Beam Power Herb to knock out Ogerpon when he fought that. This team is crazy. I love it. I love this team. Ton of Ogen Mons too, which is neat. I know, I love it. It looks like Gen 6. I think Rotom fits perfectly on this team. I'm actually sad that I'm actually sad, like, when I got... I was sad I didn't see Rotom myself. It might also just bring Dragon Tail too, or Roar. I think Rotom is perfect for this team. Ground immunity for Garchomp plus Tyranitar that also threatens the ground type with Leaf Storm, but also gives Electro Web. Can also Nasty Plot next to Follow Me. Nasty Plot next to Fake Out. Tailwind is amazing. Gyarados can Dragon Dance threat. Houndstone, obviously, you can do some cool stuff like the Sandrush Last Respects, but you can also do some bulky, fluffy with Howl, and Howl next to, like, Dragon Dance and Gyarados or SD Garchomp would be crazy. This Fandog is crazy. Nice. Oh, big shout out to Autumn. I'm glad you like the Fandog. Yeah, if you're watching the video, guys, the Fandog is down below. I know I got like 2,000 comments saying, Fandog? Can we get the Fandog? So I hope you enjoy it. Big shout out to Autumn. She worked very hard. I'll be updating it every week, probably like a day or two after the games, just so people don't get spoiled by accident. So Alcremie is like cool, right? Alcremie is interesting. I think one of the things about her team that kind of like fails is her anti-Trick Room measures. That's the one thing, right? But that's where Alcremie comes in. Fast Alcremie with its Iron Defense and Decorated and stuff. I think while Trick Room is super good into her team, she has the double Intimidate and the bulk to tank it, plus Follow Me. Some of them are Moose. It's usually not that much, but it's usually like a little higher in general. No, I think the Decorate is actually really cool. I think she's way too physical. Charm, Intimidate, Reflect are a very effective answer. I agree completely. Oh my god, I just got my thumbnail for week 1 versus Wolfie. Bro, it's so good. She's definitely really physical. With Rotom being able to mainly do that too. The Alcremie is just something like... It's strong, and I think Decorate's cool. For 5 points, let me just see if there's any... I think Decorate's really cool. Yeah, he cooked. I'll show you in a bit, Uzi. Alright, I'll show you guys. I'll give you a little spoiler of the thumbnail. I have like 3 versions of this thumbnail, by the way, with different colors. That's Rhyperior using Rock Wrecker, by the way. I'm not going to go any further than that, but that is Rhyperior using Rock Wrecker. Anyway. The problem with... I think you say if a Rotom Mow was a fire type, that'd be cool. I actually want to look at the draft board and see if we look at Rotom Mow and like in Rotom Heat. Rotom Wash. Rotom Heat's 11 points. Rotom Mow's 10. If she had done that, because I agree actually, the strong overheat would have been really nice. Get rid of the steals. I'm not high on Alcremie. That's my big one. I love her team though, and I love what Alcremie looks like on the team. Like I love the way it looks for the team. I'm just not high on Alcremie. But I'm looking at like the 5-pointers. And to be honest, there's no real special attacker here that looks like crazy. Fine, thank you so much for the gifty. There's no special attacker left. Hey, you gifted Charmless, thank you. There's no special attacker left that really looks crazy. Right? Like I'm not getting Raichu. Alolan Raichu, excuse me. I'm not getting Frostlass with this type of build. Oh, Poltergeist is right there. But, like, I mean, you have Houndstone. So, Rotom Heat could have been good, though. Why are Mence and Zard so costly? Zard's usually good in Sun. Strathly is infinite content these next few weeks. I'm super excited to watch. I'm glad you are, fam. I actually debated getting an Eviolite Primeape too. Looking at a fire, potentially. Yeah, Rotom Heat would have been cool. I also think Magmortar would have been really cool too, because it gives her spread move damage. It's 12 points though, so she would have had 4 after. Spread move plus more follow me as well. Even Ape being there was cool. And then at 4... I keep seeing Blissey undrafted. I'm like, yo. She could have gotten away with like Magmortar plus Sceptile or Rotom Heat plus Sceptile. Like low-key. Imagine Sceptile Shed Tail passing or Dragon Cheering, right? Sceptile Dragon Cheering a Garchomp. I feel like that's something she could have gotten away with. So like, this would have been like maybe Rotom Heat, and this could have been Sceptile. That's gonna be by week 3, Valken. I'll talk about it. Shore of Sandcastle Palisade. That could be cool too. Can you use Ash Greninja? Nah, just regular, my friend. It's not a dumb question. Don't even worry about it. You don't gotta be mad to ask. I'm live streaming, right? This is analysis, but that. I think I would have loved to see Sceptile Speed Tier initially because it's very fast initially, and then Rotom Heat. I think that would have been really cool. Alternative she could have done. Sceptile gets fast Shed Tail into Garchomp, Tyranitar, Gyarados, right? Can also low sweep for something like Garchomp. It can Dragon Cheer Garchomp, so I think that's a lot of like something she could have done, right? So like Rotom Heat plus Sceptile I think would have been really cool, in my opinion, over this. But that being said, I actually rate her team insanely high, by the way. Like, Necra, in my opinion, is top for, like, one of the best teams, in my opinion. Easily. Like, easily. Only thing holding her back is, again, the special side's a little bit weak. But in my opinion, she's top team. The synergy between these guys is crazy. I do think Sceptile plus Rotom Heat would have been really cool here, too, though. I like Sceptile. Maybe I'm sleeping on Alcremie. But I think her team's really strong. I think she just has good spread damage next to that. Her anti-Trick Room option is a little iffy, but I like her team a lot. And to be honest, the dog is really bulky. And she has a very good Dark type, so she's not really worried about Psy Spam. And she has double Intimidate, so she's not really worried about Ursa. So there's a lot she can do there. Let me see Uzi. Okay. Big Uzi last, but not least. Is there a ghost type with good recovery so you can spam curse? Palisand. Ooh, Magmortar plus Sylveon would have been cool. All right, so let's talk about the Glide score in the room. Uzi got this because I got in call, and for like 20 minutes I just kept saying score, 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 score. Was Glide score a throw pick? I'm gonna be honest. No. No. I love Glide score. Should he have gotten something else? Absolutely. But I love Glide score. And if I can influence your draft by me just saying score, 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 What else is there to say? Whimsicott, Dragapult, has 2 anti-flosion, Toxtricity, Gallade. Amazing together, right? Amazing. The Tailwind option plus Dragapult, beautiful. The Asu anti-flosion, Eruption Spam, beautiful. Next to Sunny Day, beautiful. Fake Tears, Draco, beautiful. Fake Tears, Eruption, beautiful. Gallade gives really strong into Trick Room. Same thing with Arachnid, giving him his own Trick Room as well. Sacred Sword, very powerful. Arachnid is good anti-Trick Room too. Good anti-Water option. He took Skiploom because it stops Mount from getting Skiploom, but I think is good. It also gives him another Rage Powder Tailwind Mon if he doesn't want to use Whimsicott. Berserker is really interesting. Berserker is actually a Pokemon that gets picked up a lot by people with Archaludon and stuff like that. I was actually debating it too. I mean, having the Steely Spirit is really nice, but also the slow Fake Out, Tough Claws, things like that. He wanted Fake Out, which was the big one behind it. Yep. Also stopping Aaron from getting Steely Spirit, Make It Rain. That is absolutely makes sense. I love Toxtricity. I think it's a really undervalued pick. I know how excited you were about it. Again, the big weird ones are like Gliscor, having Skiploom, you don't need it. I like exactly Side Memento into Malamar is really cool. Charm Malamar if you're not. Charm Malamar, excuse me. Charm Malamar. Fake Tears Malamar I think are really cool. Topsy Turvy. I think Malamar, he fights Error in week 1, so Malamar needs to come anyway. We talked about this earlier. I think Gliscor is really throwing it off. I think you definitely wanted a ground type. Like I think Rhydon would be really nice here, because none of your Mons need an Eviolite, and Rhydon would have been really good, in my opinion. Giving you Mudsdale's also all right too, in my opinion. I like Mudsdale too, but I like Rhydon. I like Rhydon a lot for this build. Just really strong under Trick Room, good ground type for the team too. Lightning Rod to help Arachnid and stuff like that too. It's a good rock resist. Torterra as well is a really cool mon that I think could have been here too. Just having that next to like screen and stuff like that is really cool. Palace one isn't terrible. Gives him a great ground type and just strong ice moves into dragons, which can be a little bit annoying, considering his fairy type's probably going to be more support than offensive all the time. But I really like Rhydon, like Mudsdale. I like options like that. For even Rhyperior would have been cool, but I took it. Gliscor was how many points? Let me check this real quick. 4. Oh, Rhyperior is like 6 or 7. You were not getting that. Any of the ground type in 4? Mudsdale's like 6, right? Mudsdale 7? How much is Mudsdale? That's a big one too. It's lacking a ghost resist, which is big. Mudsdale's 8 points. Holy crap, man. I mean, you can get away with Terra when it comes to most of these mons. This team has solid 4 to 5, but a couple pictures don't play around the fast nature of the team well. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me look at this. Where's the... Definitely a ghost resist is kind of hard, but I don't think ghost actually beats you. Arachnid would tank everything. Hey, C-Kip. I definitely think Gliscor, Skiploom's there. I don't think you needed Berserker for this team at all. Like, if I had to remove the Mons, it would be like Gliscor, Berserker, Skiploom. If I had to do anything with it. I got the 2 best ghosts in my team anyways. Hey, that's true. Well, I wouldn't say you have the 2 best ghosts in your team. I think there's one ghost that's better than your ghost on your team. It reminds of Maska Legion. Well, is equal to at least one of your ghosts. But... I don't like the Skiploom option, but I get why we took it. We were looking at Pokemon. I was honestly part of that call too. Gliscor obviously could have been everything. Gold is obviously there as well, like it's broken. Speaking of gold is so nice. Am I? Good evening, Joy. Happy to see the Draft League back. VG is always excited. Much love, fam. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. There's another one that starts with and ends with Annihilate. Exactly. So like he has really good ghosts. Don't get me wrong, and your spread move ghost is like second best to Golden Go, obviously. I think Dragapult Whimsicott is beautiful. I think Hisuian Toadflosion is beautiful. I love the Toxtricity option because I know how much you want to use it, and I think it gives you a lot for it too. And I love the Gallade, and I know you wanted Malamar. I just think the other mons are kind of just out there and kind of don't need to be there. Right? I don't think they give you too much value for the team. I think a Ghost Resist would be good. I really think Rhydon would have been really nice for this team too. You don't have an Eviolite mon, like, I'm not counting Skiploom. because the Skip Loom's just Whimsicott, but worse, right? Rage Powder though, so it's not definitely worse. And that's a big thing too. You lack the follow me support because you're not gonna bring Skip Loom on this. It reminds me of Bake with Pain and Golden Go. Let's look at what's available. If we look at the draft, 4 points, 1 point, 4 points. So you actually don't have a lot that you can replace most of these mons with. Can I be real with you? And I'm gonna need you to back me up on this one, Faye. Get a Chansey on this team. Oh, you have 2 points extra. Get a nice little Chansey on this team, bro. Ghost Resist, Heal Pulse, Ghost Immune, Heal Pulse. Yo, I was in call with Faye and Hopeless, and I was like, yo, look at this. Guys, should I get Chansey? I was making a build because I was making trades, and I was like, I want to do Super Protect the Arch. Poltergeist, Chansey, and then I like the Dunsparce. I like the option for the Dunsparce. I like the idea of the Dunsparce because you get a Ghost Immune. You get and you get Boom Burst next to another Boom Burst next to Dragon Ball. I think the Dunsparce actually fits your team really well. Cybertron is also pretty cool too, but I don't know if it's like Ojin's Chansey. You're talking about you're basically saying if Chansey had Toxic, you'd be down. I think Chansey's actually really good. I loved it in doubles, in my opinion. Toxic Chansey's actually broken in doubles. It's just the OU set, and you just don't beat anything else. I mean, you don't really need better ghosts, bro. You have better ghosts. You mean better normals? Oh, better steel types. Yeah, you're really lacking when it comes to steel, which makes... It's not like fairy's good into you, right? You have Vesuvian Typhlosion, you have Toxicity. They're okay resist. They're fine resist. But like into your main guy, like Polt and stuff like that, it's a little difficult for you. Obviously, Gallade as well. Like it's a little bit difficult for you. But if we look at like the actual drafts as a whole, look at the actual drafts as a whole. And for those watching at home, Uzi is here, which is why I'm talking. Watching at home, everybody might be. It's not like the strongest fairies in the world anyway, right? It's not like anybody has strong fairies. Oh, Drill's nice. Gives him a ground type. Gives him Rock Slide. Gives him the flying resist. Gives him Earthquake as well. It is definitely expensive though, and I guess you can't Earthquake anything else, but it's still really nice. I really would have liked Rhydon. I'm being completely honest. I'm like stuck on the Rhydon train, but I like the Dunsparce option if you end up switching to that. I think it's just a good mon. It gets Tailwind itself. Boom Burst is real nice. You can do a lot next to Dragon Ball, next to Whimsicott. I think the big thing is that like you have beat up. There is someone who drafted Sentry. You have beat up right on Whimsicott, and you don't really have anything to abuse it, which the Dunsparce does really well with its rattled ability. And plus weakness policy, you can do it with Terra Ghost. I've done it a couple times. So you have to beat up, but you don't really have anything to abuse it. Everybody wishes they had your... James wishes he has that. He does have Justified Gallade. But Gallade is like... I think Gallade wants the initial power, right? If you're using Whimsicott, I would rather you Tailwind next to Sacred Sword, right? Because Adamant Life or Grenade... Chansey Shuckle is way hard to counter people. To the limit. I'm saying. I think Gallade is just too good at being a sharpness Pokemon. I was not going to slander Gallade. I love Gallade. I just think it's too good initially at being a Pokemon. Like attacking. You're about to throw hands? No, I love Gallade. I want to draft this Pokemon so badly. I think had it had a spread move that wasn't Earthquake, or like if it had Rock Slide, right? Like if it was like Terrakion, basically, I think that you could justify the beat up there. It does have Rock Slide. I guess you... F it, man. There you go. Become Terrakion. I'm so serious. Become Terrakion. There you go. There you go. Look, this is my Terrakion set every week. Become Terrakion right now. I'm so serious. Become Terrakion. You Tailwind next to Protect, and then you beat up. And then you click Terra Rock Slide. It's literally it. Gallade's such a good mon. I wasn't a justified believer until I saw that it's the exact same set I brought every week. But yeah, better steals would have been good. Having a normal or having a dark, but I think that's not, you know, Malamar, because Malamar obviously I love Malamar for the team, and I know you love Malamar, your friend Malamar. We'll see. I will give people a little bit of advance. We are on the week 3 transactions. There's only a couple transactions you can make left for the teams. So you have to kind of be really on top of it. But I do think a normal would really help your team out. I think your spread move damage from Hisuian and Typhlosion is really good with that. I think you have really cool anti-Cybertron techs, which is really nice because you play in week 1. But I think besides that, there's definitely some lacking that people can take advantage of. Like the ghost into you are going to be hard. Luckily, you play only a ghost week 1. Luckily, you only play the best ghost week 1. But if I had to put it, week 1 and 3. Who's week 3? Oh yeah, me. Wait, what's my team? Oh yeah, Basket Legion. Later, Jaden. Yeah, Wolf leaked all my transactions. Like, who's week 3 is me? Forgot. I have 2 ghosts. Watch out. Poltergeist and that. But anyway, in my opinion, I think it's really hard to deny how good Dragapult, Whimsicott, Hisuian, Typhlosion, Arachnid, like these guys are. Yeah, I think more initial damage would be really nice. Strong. Like, you have Glade. Spread move gets weakened. All your Mons outside of Glade have, like, a really weird tier in terms of stats attacking. I love Typhlosion, though. I'm gonna be honest, Uzi. I feel like you can get away with, like, Toxspike and that. Exactly. What Faye just said. Just get as much damage and keep stacking and keep doing it, hard hitting as much as you can. That's it. Hats, thank you so much for the sub with Prime. I appreciate you. Yeah, Whimsy does make you stronger, and I feel like you just need to hit even harder with it. I would have loved, I really would have loved seeing a right on this. Again, these rankings are going to be based on the draft. I'd probably put it here, if I had to be honest. I think you have a broken Whimsicott plus Dragapult. I just think it's missing a few pieces to make it better. It's kind of like, it's literally kind of like Mounts in a sense, where like he has 3 broken pieces, but the team kind of like falls after that. And again, as someone who always drafts weird anyway, I don't think that's going to stop you from winning at all. I've been on the bottom of the tier and I've won the entire draft league, you know? And people will say, oh, no hazard control. Who cares? None of that crap matters. This is based on how the team looks on preview. This is not based on draft skill. You know that, Uzi, anyway. I don't have to spin it to you. But for people at home, because I know Uzi's going to do well because he preps well and he does really, really good. He's made it to finals of the past 4 draft leagues. And this is his first VGC draft, so it's going to be a lot. Week 1 videos will be out on Saturday. So I think I'm willing to do like this. I'm even willing to do this because I think it's better than like here. I think this is about right. Good night, Oswald. Probably put it here. I think there's a few options on these 2 that need to change, and then they go up, period. But anyway, chat, we're going to leave it at that. If you guys want to see the fan doc, it's down below. I appreciate y'all for being here for 3 hours with me. It's been a good time. We'll do pick-ins and stuff every week if you guys like it. And yeah, we're Florida Gators. Gator was in call, or in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still in call. I don't know if he might still be in the chat or not, but he might be AFK. But I appreciate everybody coming through. Any advice for someone good at VGC but can't seem to win singles? Play random battles, Tempered. Really, play random battles and get into it from there. Appreciate everybody coming through. Tell them I miss him. Gator, if you're still here, Eden misses you. See you guys. Have a great night.